And we are live.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining.
Hello, Covers, Prospects, and Pledges. It's joining us out there in YouTube land
we got
tonight.
Mona, Shannon Dalton,
Mona,
Cynthia,
Paul with Hot Dog Digs.
Pat.
I see Pat from Park Rat Metal Detecting. Thanks for joining us.
Danny Boy just a digging.
Danny from, Dan Anderson.
Jericho and Hercules.
Well, yeah, they was in here earlier.
Tony.
Tony Maxedon, I seen him from Mr. Diggs. Always glad for Clad.
Dennis Diff Digger.
We were just over on his live stream, him and Richie, and had a good time over there.
Wonderful time.
It went too fast.
It went by quick.
Hour went quick. So so now we're here.
Hey, Marty Verstahl and Richie.
We're going to be have our guests come up here in a little bit. We got some things we need to cover.
Yeah.
Got a mail call I need to do. An announcement. Let's get into the mail call.
Hey, Internal Compass. Let's do that.
Can we do that?
Yeah, let's do that.
First thing I want to, our mail, we got some mail from Team Clam Bake.
Yes, we did.
Awesome mail from Bean and Pick. And
Tom Kingery.
Right off the bat, man, they sent us this awesome little silver coin. I don't know if you're all going to be able to see that. Maybe right there. Yes.
Yes.
We want to thank them for that. And then she sent a beautiful, absolutely beautiful little Christ pendant that's sterling, and we want to thank them for that. They did not have to do that. And we've got some mail going out to them.
Yep.
And I this is
look
the
at
best.
The card. Look at the snowman and penguin.
Now you look at those. And
now tell me what that is.
Are little sprouts.
That's little sprouts, baby feet. Isn't that cute?
That was awesome.
Look at these little toes.
Thank you all so much. And that's going to be going right back there under his little onesie, right?
Yes. Hey, Dirt
there.
Claude.
I'm going to have that hanging right under his little onesie,
yes.
And we want to thank them for that.
Yes.
Team Clam Bake, you guys are awesome.
Just yes, you are
awesome. And then I won. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, he won a treasure. Let me tell you.
Over at Ventures with Goat.
18 Lynch.
I'm just going to try to go through this real quick, man. I've got a couple of more pans. I've got stickers galore. Then he sent me Sluice Fox stickers.
Sluice Fox is where the prizes are all from.
I got tree poop.
That's for breast cancer awareness. It's
cancer awareness tree poop.
Hey, Olin.
Got a snuffer bottle. I've got black sand magnet thing. He sent this awesome.
That is a morphine
bottle. Man.
Adventures with Goaties right there with us.
Then it's got a couple of these little vials for putting your fines in, and then the classifier, which I've been wanting, and then there's put this cool little flattened penny down in there.
Yes.
And then that's just part of that giveaway.
That's an awesome giveaway.
Then we got this, which is the scoop, and then this here is sweet. This is really sweet right here.
Yes.
Awesome, Jeff. Awesome. And then we got this hiker medic kit.
And it has lip balm.
It has a little bit of
everything.
It's got whistle in it. That's going to be awesome for metal detecting, taking us with us.
Bandages and gauze.
Being part of our gear with metal detecting.
It's awesome. There's all kinds of goodies down in there.
I can't sit and go. I go sit and go.
No, you rock Adventures with Goats.
One awesome prize pack.
It was a wonderful prize pack. Yes.
Got several stickers up on the sticker board. That sticker board back there is just about full. It's just got a few little places for stickers right there, and I ain't even gonna try. Everything's backwards with these cameras, and I'm not going to try to do that.
And guess what, guys? We are going to do a giveaway tonight.
Yes, we are going to be doing a giveaway. I need to get that set up right now. Let me go over here and start sharing that so you all can start getting your
entries in.
And that's going to be #MMP.
And MMP stands for Metal Monk and Persis.
Yeah, and I had metal spelt wrong in my time. I did not even know. Jericho pointed that out, that I had metal spelt wrong, which when it comes to us, who knows? You know. you never know what you're gonna
But
see.
we apologize for that.
But we
But
want
it's
to
been
apologize
fixed.
to our guest tonight.
That's
for
our
that.
Appalachian lingo.
Yeah. Hey, Dirt Club Metal Detecting, welcome. And David Alfonsetti and
Connie
I
Barnes.
see PD Sandigger, Frankie
Hey,
joining
Nicole.
us. But yes, MMP tonight for our giveaway. And tonight's giveaway,
Yes.
of course, you're going to get,
Take this away.
yeah. So people still might see it, Melissa.
Yes, hashtag MMP.
We'll be giving away. You're going to get one of the Clark's Code detecting bracelets.
Yep.
You're going to get a couple of marbles. You're going to get a poker chip.
Stickers.
You're going to get some stickers. You're going to get some pins. You're going to get a, let's see, what year is this one? An 1898 Indian head penny and all kinds of little goodies. You know, we always try to throw a decent giveaway pack together for you guys, because we appreciate each and every last one of you that join us here on Saturday nights.
Yes.
Especially with all the other channels that's out there doing their things, and we love having you guys. It makes us feel good. You all come over and join Clark's
Hey,
Code
Looter 8, Las Vegas, welcome.
Sit and listen to us jibber jabber back and forth.
Adventures with I Am Pawpaw. Good to see you.
Do we have anything else?
I do have a question before we bring up our guests. Frankie, did you get your mail?
Yeah. Frankie, let us know. Hey, Olin Borden, welcome. And Rachel's not with us tonight. She said she would maybe try to pop in.
To share.
But I have something that I'm going to share out with you all. She wanted me to share. So let me get over here. Right here. See if I can figure how to do this. Okay, I'll have to go back to that. Okay. Chrome tab. Yeah, right there we go.
Look how cute she looks.
On there. That's
Hope everyone can see that.
Her costume tonight. So I see Tony got his package on Thursday and Ohio Metal Mavens today. Thanks,
and
Tony.
He won 3 more times, Saturday and Sunday.
Yep.
Wow.
So, yep. That's our co-host tonight.
Yep.
Yep. Now I need to go back and get our giveaway screen back up.
Yeah.
There it is.
For those of you just joining, hashtag MMP for tonight's giveaway. Okay. And speaking of MMP.
Who is MMP? I know who
MMP is, but do you guys know who they are?
Our Sunday digging Sundays on Sunday nights.
Yes, they do. At 6 o'clock.
Not keep them in the back room no longer.
Well, let's bring them up.
Let's bring up
Metal Mike and Persis. Everyone makes them feel at home.
Thanks for joining.
Hello, everyone. I'm Robert.
Thanks for coming.
Yes. Oh, now I'm going to start drawing a blank.
Oh, imagine that. He's going to start drawing a blank there, folks.
Thanks for joining, guys.
Yes, absolutely. We are so glad that you could join us this evening.
Thank you for having us.
The giveaway prize was, and the mail call was just, I got me kind of
Twitter-pated.
Yeah, brain freeze. I'll get with the flow here real soon. But yes, Metal Mike and Persis has joined Digging Sundays. They kick it off at 6 o'clock.
Yes.
And we really enjoyed having them be a part of that. It's really getting good support.
Yes.
I hope it grows. Like I was telling DF Digger, Dennis, and Richie earlier that we never really planned on the Digging Sundays. It's just something kind of happened.
One thing leads to another.
One thing leads to another, and then it starts something, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, it continues to grow, or if it just stays like it is. Hey, it's great. We thank you all for being a part of that. It means a lot.
Thank you, both of you, and Team Lynch. Kathy and Paul at Hot Dog Digs. And
absolutely.
A lot of fun. Yeah.
Hey, Las Vegas. Yeah, all great channels, great people that we'd love to get to meet one of these days.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. That's our.
It's getting colder here. We're going to have to go south. So
I know, right?
We've got this much frost in the ground right now.
Yeah.
I had to push a little harder today to dig holes. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to start off and ask, how long have you guys been into metal detecting?
I think we're on about 2.5 years.
Yeah.
With about 2 years of videoing it. Yeah. I mean, I started earlier, probably a handful of months before Persis did. And then she caught the bug.
Yeah. And then the pandemic happened and we had lots of time to, really get into it.
Right.
What got you guys into metal detecting? I mean,
What was your inspiration?
Your inspiration? Just stumble on it, or?
Just a crazy urge. Yeah, it really was. For some reason that happens to me. I get an urge to do something, and then I start seeing it all around, and I'm like, okay, that's my sign. I'm gonna do it. And we've been kind of lucky. I've been one of those people you hate to hear about because in the first 2 days I had my detector, I found 2 Spanish silver coins. The first day, on my first time, we went to her family's beach, which has been in her family for about 160 years, and found a platinum ring out in the water. I mean, wow. I was just hooked immediately because we found the owner for the ring, so that was really fun too. So.
Oh, that was nice.
That's
yes.
something we would love to do. The most that we've got to return is a cell phone that Melissa found when we were doing the curb strips back in the summertime, and we got to return it. At the lady. Yeah.
Yes, it was just laying.
She had put it on the roof of her car.
Uh-huh.
And I guess when she stopped at the stop sign, it slid and hit in the grass. And Melissa found it had her driver's license, her credit cards,
yes,
everything in
all
it.
of that stuff.
It had laid there long enough that the grass underneath of us was starting to turn yellow.
We got one thing we have never found. We've never found a cell phone yet.
Really?
We're in the water quite a bit during the summer, so I'm kind of surprised, but people are good with their phone here, I guess.
But yeah, that's been but I'd love to find a ring.
Oh yeah, ain't bad idea.
To return to someone.
That would be great.
I have watched several channels do that, and I think that would just. I have to say, I guess that's on a bucket list.
Yes.
To be able to do metal detecting is return a ring.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of our favorite returns. Persis had found. You want to tell the story?
We had the spoon.
Yeah.
There's a cottage behind my childhood home, and I know the owners. I knew their parents, and everybody's 70 now. Their parents have been gone for a long time, but we were detecting around the house, and I found a silver spoon that had the older sister, who's 70 something's initials on it, and it was her baby spoon. And so we were able to give her baby spoon that she'd lost when she was probably 3. So
wow.
70 years ago.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. She thought that was really neat.
Have fun with Garrett Weldon. Yeah, that is. And now, what machines did you all start out with when you started?
I was using the Garrett AT Max.
And I had a Simplex, and I loved it. I mean, I found all kinds of stuff, and I really, really, really enjoyed it. I have gone back to lots of places that I detected with the Simplex now with the Mine Lab and found more stuff. But yeah, I was deliriously happy with my Simplex.
It's a good machine.
Yeah. I had a light, I had a backlight, it had a vibrator feature. The only thing I didn't like about it was it got interference from every other machine, every pinpointer, even the Simplex pinpointer, like all stuff caused it to make noise. So you had to mute it all the time. And then I would start detecting without unmuting it. And I'd realize 15 minutes later that I had been detecting with the thing on mute, and I'd have to go back to where I started and start all over. But other than that, I loved it.
Yeah.
But I really like the Mine Lab. I'm a big fan.
Yeah. I like the way it speaks. I don't know. Something about it that I just feel like I understand what it's telling me what's in the ground better.
That's awesome. Yeah, we're Garrett. We're Garrett people. We're full blown Garrett. I was asked earlier what I thought about all the new machines coming out, and I mean, I like them. I have no interest in getting one, but it's what people prefer. But I said if I was going to get one of the new ones, it would probably be the Legend.
Uh-huh.
I've watched a lot of channels that use it since it's been out. I like the Deus too. I watch channels that use that machine, and I'm really impressed with it. But like I said, I have no interest in it. If I get a new machine and have to start learning it, man, I'm going to have to forget
Yeah.
kind of other stuff. You know,
Honestly, I would say with metal detecting, the machine's maybe 20% of the, I would say it's mostly luck is what it is. And, maybe even just doing some of it's probably doing some research, finding that an old location,
And perseverance.
Yeah,
Don't forget
perseverance. That's the other thing too. We grid everything, so we're constantly. We've detected with other people, and we see them just kind of meandering around and and we'll be finding stuff and they're not, and it's kind of like we stick to rows, and if we find a lot of stuff, we'll start going the opposite way.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of it is just because you never know where something's going to be, and you got to cover all the ground.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think all machines I think have their I don't think there's as long as you can understand what the machine's saying, you're probably going to find stuff if you're doing it right.
I know we'll grid sometimes, and then sometimes it's just I wander. I'll look at a spot and I'll think, okay, if I was here and I was not metal detecting and I was just visiting, which way would I be walking and where
Right.
would I go?
Yeah.
And I try to think like that, and so that I find myself just kind of wandering and detecting. But then if we're in a spot that's really giving up stuff, then I'll say, okay, I'm going to take this little square and I'm going to start this way and then start this way. You'd be surprised. You can walk this way and then walk back that you've walked over signals.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
because
Oh, yeah.
the way they might be laying
Yeah, the
in the
way
dirt.
they're-
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's amazing. So when you're gridding, definitely you want to grid every direction you can possibly grid
It's
out.
funny you say that because I was we were at a video we posted on Digging Sunday a couple of weeks ago. I think it was a cellar hole where there was the cellar hole was down below, and then there was a rise up, just a little hill, and then it got flat again. And I was thinking to myself, if I was sitting down having lunch, I'd probably go sit up on this little rise, and sure enough, there was a cool spoon there, and there was that beautiful flying eagle was sitting right near the spoon. So I just thought it was kind of funny that you think those things, and sometimes that's what happened.
Yes, and now Olin Borden, low and slow.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a technique you have got to follow, and that's
she
something.
doesn't sometimes. When we're
Oh,
in these,
now listen.
well, in these home sites, she starts getting frustrated, and I'll say, "Now, Melissa, when
Hey,
you're
grapevines.
when you're detecting in these thickets like we're
Hey,
in,
Rob.
got to keep that coil slow and low to the ground because you don't have a lot of area in there, anyways." I think she just gets in a hurry sometimes, wanting to find something. And you just have to slow down a little
Okay.
bit.
Are you finished?
Are
Are you finished? Because in my defense, this is mainly at the home sites, because that is where I am in my element, out in the woods, where I know that it's, the past history. There used to be a family, and I'll stand back and I'll be swinging and I'll look and look. Okay, could that have been where the clothesline was? Or could this have been their path to the cellar? And so I'm imagining where they had been. And I just get lost inside my mind and just thinking. And the next thing I know, I'm doing this right here, yeah. And Robert will say, Melissa.
They're the best.
She'll get frustrated. We'll get out, and I know Sunday we hit this new home site, and I hadn't swung 2 swings, and I'm on a signal,
and I'm finding junk.
I can hear her sigh.
Husband is puffing. Because when he finds something, he'll say, Melissa,
I'm like,
guess
Melissa,
what I just found?
Guess what I just found? And she's like,
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
Here I'm finding pistons to car motors, and
yeah, you did.
Oh, so this Sunday's video, it's all about her. Trust me, we have days like that. I'll find nothing for 8 hours, and she's got good find after good find, and vice versa. It happens,
It does.
She finds Melissa is she has really turned into a good metal and not saying that because she's my wife, but she has really turned into a good metal detectorist. I am really proud of her, and there's days she outhunts me, and there's days I outhunt her, and then there's days we're pretty equal on our our stuff, but
Yep.
I get tickled when she finds those great and good finds.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm going to
It's-
interrupt your thought here one moment.
Yeah.
For those of you just
joining.
joining, hashtag MMP to get in on tonight's giveaway. Yes.
So because I know some new
Yes.
ones have come in, and so I want them to be able to get in.
Thank
on
you,
this,
Cynthia.
Giveaway tonight.
Cynthia knows what it's like. She and I detected together at Florida Hunt 7, and you know,
Well, then she come into town to visit some family.
Yes, she come
and we
into
got
town,
to hunt with
but
her
it's
and her
easy to
grandson.
get to talking on a conversation and just swing and swing. You know,
It is. It's about the meeting and
yes, it
and
is.
hanging out and having a good time. I mean,
Thank you, Mona.
yeah.
So now, what are some of your all's most valued finds, or the finds that you feel have been your most special finds?
You want to start?
I mean, every time you think you found your most special one, then you find something else, and that's really
Right.
special too.
Yep.
It took me forever to find gold, and the first gold I found was the 18 karat, somebody's old wedding band, so that was cool. I've since found a lot more, but that was my first, and it was like, a year and a half, maybe almost 2 years.
It took almost 2 years.
I
Yeah.
finally found it. But I like some of my old relics too, like the Women's Relief Corps medallion that I found, and the Grand
I don't know
Army
if
of
you
the
can see
Republic
this.
belt buckle.
So-
Make your
That's
pig.
super cool.
There you go. Oh wow.
Oh
It's
wow.
Grand Army of the Republic, and it's got like swords and anchors, some pistols and cannons on the corners. So this would have been I guess a sword belt buckle post Civil War, but it's about 1870, I think they say it was. So that she found.
Nice.
And a field we detected so many times.
Yeah.
And it was I just thought it was a piece of metal. It was just a big rectangle covered in dirt. And then, like, the more I cleaned it up, I was like, ooh.
But we've never found it, but that's the only belt buckle we've
Yeah.
ever found. And
Yeah.
I think that was kind of special. This one I just pulled out last week. This is I know I gotta find the right spot.
Yeah.
So it says 1904. On top it says Roosevelt, and then Fairbanks, and on the bottom it says Washington. And this is a watch fob that Roosevelt was giving out during his presidential campaign.
Nice.
So I thought that was just really, really cool find. And not too long ago, I got my first trime. Look how small that is.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, that was, I mean, these tiny coins are his white whale. I've found 2 half dimes and a trime, and so he finally got one of the tiny ones, and it was awesome.
I was thrilled.
So excited.
Yeah.
His is much better than mine.
I
So-
found a trime, but it was at a seeded hunt. So it was, hey, but the
That's
story
good, though.
behind,
It's hard to
the
find.
story behind that trime is the fact that I was that was back in May of last year,
Yep.
and Mike with Great Finds was standing there with me when I found it. And I was the hunt was people were starting to clear out, the seeded hunt was, and I was scanning holes that people had already dug
Ha 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 ha. Yep.
and went over this
Mhm.
plug, and I hit a signal, popped it out, and started moving the dirt a little bit, and there laid that trime.
Yep.
How
that
funny.
someone
Yeah, 'cause
had
you're
hit.
not, you think in silver coin, you want to be, a nice high tone and stuff like that.
Darn it.
That's a mid-tone. That's a mid-tone signal right there.
That
Yeah.
it did on my apex. It was ringing up like it was like at 50, 48, 49,
Yeah, it's a
50 on
17
my
on the 9
apex.
lab. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a mid-tone. Yeah.
Hey Rob.
So I think I made I'm not wearing it, but I have a necklace I made out of a 1733 Spanish 2 real coin I had found in like gorgeous shape. Matter of fact, there was a comment on the video I posted that they thought I had bought it because it was so beautiful. But it came out of some sandy soil in someone's front yard, and we also had found like an 1802 draped bust coin that was in pristine condition in that same yard. So I definitely made a necklace out of that. And then last week or a couple weeks ago, you found a
The camera failed, unfortunately,
my
because I did
God.
this great live dig and 1738 1 real. So that was very unexpected. It was
Wow.
just in a field next to a house that is in an 1800s map, but not.
Yeah.
So that was super cool. And then in the front yard, I found a half real, like an 18.
Oh my goodness.
Same house. So
Yeah,
yeah.
those
I
are
mean,
remember in the beginning I said she had found a couple
Mhm.
silver Spanishes recently, so those are still those videos will be coming. But I was so mad because she was she live dug that 1738 real. I could hear it. I walked over there. We're looking at it. We're in an hour-ing, and she's cleaning it off. And next thing I know, the camera goes off, and I look, and when the camera goes off, there might be issues. And so when it started recording again, the GoPro starts doing this funky stuff on the screen. And I'm like, oh no. So I went to the phone, pulled it up, and sure enough, it had recorded one single frame in the beginning. And so that was it. Yeah. So all that footage was just gone. But
Oh goodness.
yeah.
I've never had lost any film footage yet.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Yeah.
You use your phones? Use phones or
just a camera?
I use a little Sony handheld.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know the GoPro. I mean, we're using a couple GoPro 7s that I've had for like 4 or 5 years. And I just like them because we have these caps and they fit nicely. And the GoPro 9s are pretty heavy, and these are just a great weight. But they do act up now and then.
Yeah, isn't technology wonderful?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to ask, what is still on you guys' bucket list to find?
A silver dollar. Yeah. I mean, I found a couple silver $50. 3. Okay, a few silver $50.
One of each.
But,
the Kennedy 64. Yeah, she's got a Benjamin and a Walker.
Yeah.
I've only ever found a Walker. But yeah, we've never found a silver dollar. Gold, of course, gold coin.
I don't have delusions of ever finding a gold coin. That's not.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
On my bucket list.
I plan on it happening someday.
But yeah, I mean, that would be a big silver coin with just.
I'm wanting to find right now. Is a Franklin half. I have one Walker. I found a 40. What was it? A 45, 43,
I think
or 45
so, yes.
Walker. I've not found anything seated yet. I have a couple of Barber dimes. I've found a couple of Barber quarters, standing liberties, but nothing seated yet. I'd love to find something seated.
Yeah.
Like a seated dime or.
We found a lot of seated in when we first started, but this year was dry. I was like, that was one thing I was saying all day to her when we were out today. I'm like, I just want to find a seated. I want this year to end with a seated.
Thank you, Nicole.
Sorry, the text is there. The talking is all over on this monitor over here, so I keep.
We understand. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I was just thinking. In fact, I was getting ready to ask someone to share your all's link.
Post your all's link.
Oh,
One of our mods to do so.
And always they kick off our digging Sundays at 6 o'clock.
At 6 o'clock,
So
yes.
everyone, please come over and watch.
So if
Mike
you're
and
not
Persis
familiar with
them.
Metal Mike and Persis, go over and check them out and
on
tell them Clark's
Sundays.
Cove Detecting
Yeah,
sent you.
check their channel out.
And since Nicole did that, NW Animation Video, tell us about that.
So yeah, the channel is labeled like that because it initially was just a showcase from my work. I pretty much make TV commercials for a living. From mom and pops to some large businesses, and I've been doing that since, oh my goodness, it's about 28 years now. So you'll see, there's samples of my commercials on the site, as well as I love animating. I do personal projects with animation. Haven't done one in a while because this metal detecting thing is kind of taken over. But on the MW Animation Video channel, which is subtitled Metal Mike and Persis, is other stuff, TV commercials, videos, and cartoons, stuff like that.
See, you nailed it. Thanks for coming.
So yeah.
He's definitely the brains behind the operation.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
He's very, very, very talented at video editing and animating. So yeah, so he around doing his work, he makes our videos.
Yeah, they do take a while. I mean, I don't know how long does it take you to put a video together?
The way we record and the way I do it, I can work maybe Melissa, 2 hours?
Yeah.
About 2 hours on one of our videos.
Oh, okay, yeah.
she does her own recording. I do my own recording, and then the way I do it, it's simple. I like it simple. It's simple for me. A lot of people might think it's kind of crazy way of doing things, but I've worked a couple hours on one of our videos, editing it together.
Now, when I do my videos and do my finds, I always, to help him with the editing, so he knows what's mine.
Put her digger
I have my digger there with my find laying on my digger. That way he can see that and he'll know, okay, that's Melissa's. Yeah.
Well, you know, I know
I've noticed that.
Yeah.
Some people do continuous filming. You know, they use the go and they film everything and then edit out of that. And there's no way I even want to tackle something like that. So that's why I just do it in my little clips. And I don't do a lot of live digs. I know people ask me that I should probably do more live digs, but every time I do a live dig, it ends up being garbage.
We're 1 in 10, 1 in 20 of it being something good, you know, and it's got to be usually a really good signal. Unless we're finding a lot of things, then we'll probably do some live digs because we're just having a streak, you know.
I usually just I'll get the signal, I'll dig it, and soon as I either flop and I see that it's going to be something possibly nice, then I'll start filming.
Yes. Yeah.
Sometimes, I'll see it and I'll have to go ahead and clean it first to make sure, and then start filming. But I do try to make it so I did dig it.
Sure.
I have been accused seriously of planting finds.
I think everybody wants to say that, but they until you're out there and you're doing this yourself, you know, that's just the name of the game. We'll have beautiful signals all the time that just turned out to be copper pipes or something brass or
we live dig a lot of garbage.
Yeah, we do live dig a lot of garbage, and it can be a time waster, you know. Like it does take me probably about 8 to 10 hours to put a video together, and that's, you know, typically because, you know, I'll do the first edit and then I'm trimming down things. I'm making a lot of cuts, you know, because I do want to get usually under that 20-minute time frame, you know, then it's laying everything on the ping pong table, researching some things if I have to, you know, try to memorize some things, taking photos of everything so I can do my little windows, and then audio too. To me, audio is a big part of it because I always want my audio to be consistent all the way through, no matter, you know, whether someone's in the background, you can't hear them. I want to make sure you can hear them and stuff like that. So I do a lot of audio processing too, to just kind of get that level straight through throughout the whole video. But it's work. It really is.
It is. And we here struggle with our internet connection because we are literally on 2 cans and a string. That's what we tell everyone, because we have Frontier. They're still on copper, so we have no clue when we're going to get what is it called?
Fiber.
That word.
It's out here. Some people have already hooked up and got it. They love it. I'm like, yeah, it must be nice.
I mean, we're out the sticks
because we're still feel like I'm on dial up.
Yeah, and there are times it takes us literally, based on the length of our videos and our connection with the internet, sometimes it'll take 18-20 hours to upload a video.
Come on, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my,
what software programs do you use?
Yes.
I tell you what's the craziest about that is when you've got one that's at 96% done and the internet goes out.
That's our struggle.
Oh my goodness.
Awful.
Yeah.
I was uploaded in about 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
If it takes my video 5 minutes, that's a long time.
I love that coin addiction.
I see where Coin Addiction has a question for you.
Yeah.
What software programs do you use?
So I'm strictly, I love Adobe. I mean, I use Adobe Premiere to do my editing. I use After Effects to create the photos, inserts, and stuff like that. You know, you probably notice every one of our videos has like a title that's kind of looks like it's in the shot when we open, and then the close I have the thanks for watching come up on the ping pong table. Those are done in After Effects with some camera tracking. And then I use I do Photoshop once in a while to touch up some photos to make sure the levels are good. But So yeah, I'm an Adobe guy. I pay the yearly because it's part of my work.
Look
Oh,
who we have, everybody.
There's
There's our little elf.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
showed a picture earlier, Rachel.
Yeah, it's too bad at intermission I'm not wearing it. That's the last scene.
Oh, it was so cute.
We have Frontier.
Frontier, Dan.
Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you ever heard of Frontier, yeah, well, you ain't hearing them much.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, that's our internet
Oh,
provider.
that's
Oh,
the internet.
internet,
Yeah, somebody
yes.
asked who their
Yeah.
internet company was. Yeah.
Yeah, I shared your picture out when we started our live stream.
yeah, the elves. That was
Yeah.
cute.
We did see your costume. It's awesome.
Thanks.
Well,
So
Yeah, I'm
glad
out.
you could join us, Rachel.
Well, I said I would. I mean, I'm sorry I can't spend the whole time, but
We understand.
You got a nice
Getting a little-
phone connection. Wow.
we're glad you stopped in. Definitely.
of course,
Grandma
I
Kelly.
don't want to let you down. You know, I try to keep my commitments.
How did the play go?
Well, we understand your
We
We
still going.
understand you.
Still go.
You're not
Yeah.
letting us down
We're-
at all.
We're not going to pull your cover status.
No.
That's what I was worried about. No, it's intermission right now, so I have like 10 minutes.
Have you got our mail yet, Rachel?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
Okay,
Okay,
good,
good.
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 I didn't open it this week. I think I got it the day after I streamed, so I'll open it
Okay.
Wednesday night. So
Okay.
yeah, and Wednesday night there won't be any misleading surprises. Pete had to cancel, so I didn't change my thumbnail. So everybody got on thinking Pete was going to be on, and it was Ed. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fun. But it's nice to meet you two like this way. You know, we haven't officially met yet.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes.
Very nice to meet you.
Metal Mike and Persis. This is Jersey
Jersey
Ray
Ray
Diggs. She is our, well, we don't like to say co-host.
Co-host.
She's part of Clark's Cove
Yes.
Detecting, but
Nice.
she
I've
is
seen
our
her. Yes, I have.
lady.
Very nice.
They don't
Oh,
want to say it out loud that I'm their favorite.
Oh,
There you go.
She is our
She is,
favorite.
yes.
Well, I'm like, all 100. How many is it? 160 something.
What is it?
How many?
Video. How many what? Oh, wait.
How many covers are there again?
Oh, there's
oh,
what 100 and what do we have? 100 and
I've done forgot the
my
number.
Gosh, you asked me too quick, and I don't have my.
The cat is
Yeah,
clawing at my leg, so if you
Annabelle
see me
is.
fidgeting or not paying attention,
Yeah,
it's over here.
like 160, 158.
Yeah, it's about
We're-
160. So you
something
have
like that.
160 favorite people.
We've got it's a pretty good.
I
It's a
got,
pretty good community.
I got to
that
get out my
have to
notes
get
here.
have to get the brains
My brain.
of Clark's Cove out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number
I don't
18.
know if I have it in there.
Yeah, I just started watching y'all's videos Sunday nights. Now that you're part of the thing, I don't always comment because I usually put it on the TV.
no, thanks, Desiree. No, I
Thank
appreciate.
you.
We do the same thing. Yeah, because I'll sometimes there's some people we like to watch while we eat dinner, and then I'm like, oh, I need to go back on my tablet or something so I can write a comment, just so they know. But sometimes that just doesn't happen.
Yeah, I always give a
Include-
view and a thumbs up minimum.
Thank you.
And then I'll
so
try
much.
to remember to go back and comment, but sometimes I forget. So, but
Yeah,
you,
we
you
got-
always get a view and a like from me anyway.
Thank you
That
so
I can
much.
guarantee. You're
We are
welcome.
a slow growing channel. It's been like today. I got up and I noticed we were down 3 subscribers, but then 2 more joined. So can't be too picky, I guess. But
Yeah, that's YouTube. They giveth and they taketh away.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, that's what it is.
2 subs forward, 3 subs back. That's just how it goes.
Yeah. I'm just happy. We like doing this. So
Yeah.
I'm just that's what it's about. It's about the detecting, really. I never plan on making any money off of this. So
Yeah.
AAP, we will keep you guys in our prayers and thoughts. Hope everything goes well.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I missed your stream that you it was a stream, right? I think they had it last night or the night before. I missed it with Becca. So I was gonna
Yeah.
watch it later, but
Mm.
I'm off tomorrow except for a play in the daytime, but a matinee, but so I'll be able to catch up on some videos.
We're going to get up and hit the woods.
Yeah, we're going to go
tomorrow.
detecting in the morning.
Yep.
Yep.
Because now next Sunday, I don't know. Weather's going to start turning off.
Yeah, it's supposed to start turning
bad.
bad again.
Got to get as much swinging in.
Yeah, it's going to get cold here too. But tomorrow I'm actually going to a house that was built in the 1700s, and the room they use as a tea room was built for Lafayette.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going.
Nice.
Yeah, I met. I know an artist lady. There's an exhibit there, but I also know the woman who owns the house. So I'm going to try to get her to let me take a tour and maybe do like a little historical thing on the house with Lafayette and everything.
Cool.
Nice.
That would be nice.
Yeah, I'm going to stay warm because I got a matinee, so I don't want to go get dirty and then try to go put on a play.
Right, right.
So,
I understand.
Yeah.
Anyone that's joining, hashtag MMP, we're going to be doing that giveaway here in about 5 or 6 minutes. And it looks like we've got 29 entries. We got 33 in the chat. So if you've not hashtag MMP for Metal Mike and Persis, please get in on that giveaway.
Yes.
And we'll be doing that here in just a few minutes.
Shortly.
Yes.
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm going to pop off here in a minute because I think intermission might be over soon. But did you ask them the question I always ask already?
Not yet.
No, we're still.
Shoot for it, Rachel.
Go ahead and ask.
No. I'll leave it to you guys. I'm just really glad to meet y'all.
Thank you.
This way.
Very nice to meet you. And
Pleasure.
we will
I just
check
made sure
out-
I was sub to you.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing your stuff. So thank you.
And hi to everybody in the chat. Sorry, I don't know who all's there, but hi to all of you. I will watch later and find out.
All the usual.
All the usuals are joining us tonight.
Hi, all the usuals. Good to see all the usuals.
The usual.
The rest of the play.
Thanks,
All right.
Rachel.
Well, have a great rest of the stream. And if you're still streaming when well, you might not be, but if you're still streaming when I get done with the play, I'll pop in again.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
See ya.
All right.
Nice meeting you. Take care. And good luck to Levi. That sounds awful.
Oh, I know.
But the question that Rachel asks,
Yeah.
she always likes to know. She knows the basic things people take out on their hunts with them out in the field. Your, of course, pinpointer and a spray bottle of water and a brush. But what else do you pack out in the field with you while you're detecting? What other kind of supply?
A cooler with drinks,
and snacks. We both carry a toothbrush, just for gentle wiping usually, and
a fines box.
Fines
we
box.
Don't have an ultimate fines box, but we have a fines box. At some point, I'll invest in an ultimate fines box.
Other than that, we have backpacks with miscellaneous items in them, extra batteries and whatnot.
Yeah.
If you use batteries, they're always good to have extra batteries.
Yes, Coin Addiction, spare batteries and a backup probe, definitely. Yeah. And chapstick. I always have chapstick.
That's a really that's a good idea.
If you've got something that you need to I use an orange peeler that I got from Park Rat Pat. He gave me several of them. I tend to lose one every time I'm out in the field.
Yes, when you find things like this, and we find lots of these at the home sites. Those
are the
porcelain lids.
Inserts
to get all the dirt out of them because they're so easily broken and cracked. And so you have to get something to clean all the dirt out of the cracks and crevices.
Oh, you don't do that when you get home?
I'm sorry?
Oh, we usually clean everything when we get home.
Yeah.
We do a field clean and then a better clean, once we get home and for our wrap up most usually. Yes. Sure. Hey, DNL Treasures, thanks for joining. Madison Main says toilet paper is always with him.
I have some in my bag. Yeah, that's the part about being a female letter detector that's a little more challenging than
Yes.
yeah.
Otherwise, you have to use your sock purses.
There are
We
leaves.
ain't gonna start talking about that tonight. We always get on that subject.
Wealth brings extra coils. That's cool.
Right. Well, sometimes if we know we're going somewhere that's really iron heavy and stuff, we'll throw the small coils in the car. We do have, like toothpick and magnifying glass and stuff, but they usually stay in the car, but somewhere near where we are.
Yeah.
And then because it's New England and you can have all the seasons during the course of an 8-hour period, we will have multiple layers too. And,
Oh yeah, we're
spare
constantly
footwear.
changing.
Yep, band-aids, there you go. Zip ties.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I said. This we had won a giveaway over at Adventures with Goat,
Hey,
and
Southwest
one of the
PA.
prize packs was this medic hikers
That's what
medic.
that thing was. Yep. Cool.
And I said that's going to be something to be used for help with metal, because I'm always, especially hunting where we're hunting at right now, the briars and stuff is so bad. My hands get cut up, and
Yeah, it has
Yeah,
all
so
kinds of
it
stuff
has
in
a
there.
little bit of
Everything in
Yeah,
that little
so-
pack. And Mona, no, I did not get Robert socks for Christmas. He's just going to have to go sockless.
That's great.
Yeah.
Richie, we are in New Hampshire. We're in the Lakes region.
Okay.
Yeah, we also do have a big 5-gallon bucket in the back of the car for garbage because, you can only dig so many aluminum cans and then you need to put them somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything ends up in the back of the truck with us sometimes. Unless we're in a park, then we always utilize garbage cans.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, you gotta lighten the bag up once it. Which I just recently got me a new finds bag that's actually, it's got 3. The one I've been using was just a one single pocket, but this one has 3 different ones.
Nice.
And
Oh,
the biggest,
Shrek
biggest-
or something like that?
huh?
I remember the name of it because I think we have the 3 pocket ones.
Well, the green one, the
Is it green?
Shreks or whatever it is, or
This one I found this at a variety store actually.
kidding.
It's
cool.
it was labeled as a hunting pouch.
There you go. Yep.
The biggest pocket on it has the mesh,
Mm-hmm.
and so I've been using that for my garbage. Then the
Yeah.
middle one I got my Ultimate Finds box in it, my squirt bottle, and the little thing I keep our cards in. And then the other one I put my good finds in, the other finds. So that worked out. I've been looking for a good pouch for a new carrying pouch for a long time. So the one I was using is old.
We have a question here. Have y'all found anything from the Civil War?
So so we live in New Hampshire, so obviously no fighting up here. But I'm positive people have came from New Hampshire, went down and joined the war, and came back with stuff. Because again, we showed this in the beginning. This is post Civil War, but it's a Grand Army of the Republic belt buckle, which was very cool. If you watch Digging Sunday's tomorrow night's video, we're at a early 1800s home, and she finds a couple Civil War buttons there. I've only ever found one 3-ringer bullet, the big lead bullets there. But we tend to find, we've had several of those eagle buttons with the eyes or the A's on them with just the general service stripes. They do they show up here.
And New Hampshire did have militia, and so there are New Hampshire militia buttons, which we assume are Civil War because after that there was the states didn't have to have militias, right? So I think.
I'm pretty sure that's correct.
Math teacher, not history person, but I think that's right.
Oh, I know. Well, we're not too far from Dover. We're about maybe 40, 45 minutes from Dover. We're in the Tilton Franklin area in central New Hampshire, just a little bit, maybe 20 minutes south of Laconia.
Well, guys,
Well,
guess
yes.
what time it is?
If you all have not hashtag MMP, please do so, and we're going to get ready and do this giveaway.
Let's do that. Let's give them just a couple of seconds to get that
Yeah,
hashtag
it's
MMP.
8:49. We'll give them to 8:50.
When our clock hits 8:50,
And
we're
then
going to
we
do
will
this.
draw. Hey, Mike, thanks
Hey.
for joining. M.A. Lyman.
M.A. Lyman,
24.
welcome.
Thanks. You want in on the, yep, he's in there.
Shannon, you put my name first. That's perfect. I like it, but you might want to switch it.
Hashtag MMP.
And and we're going to do that giveaway here in just a few
Yes.
seconds. As soon as we see it hit 850.
Yep.
So
I love everybody's tag name things. They're so cool.
but yeah, I hope tomorrow turns out we're going to track down the new home site, that the dot on the map.
I was gonna say, how do you find them? Are they you use old maps?
Actually, I've said this a million times, but Peter from over at Detect Dig Smile sent me an app with that gives me the area and the dots. I can't remember what it actually is called. But it has been great. And then I use Google Earth for the real time, because it's got the grid, and then Google Earth has where I can actually see trees, the trail, roads.
Oh,
and
sure.
So we'll kind of overlay and pinpoint the dot, because these home sites are is where we ATV ride. So they're right off of the main trails we ride on. So if we use Google Earth, then we can pretty well pinpoint right where that home site's at. Then we just have to go in there, start scanning the ground,
Yes.
and hope we find what's, they lost anything. Sometimes, you find good finds, sometimes you don't. Like I said, these people didn't have much in the area that we're hunting in. So, well, I see it's 851.
It's 850, and Hot Dog Digs has a question.
Yeah.
What is the highest carat gold?
18 carat? I'm trying to
So
remember.
18 has been the top that I found, and I think for Persis too. Yeah. Never found a 22 carat or anything like that. 24 carat, no.
The most I've has been 10.
I've not found gold yet, so that's on my list.
I have
No,
found-
I mean, once it happens, it's pretty awesome. But yeah, I went for a very long time without finding it.
You have old swimming holes out there.
The one swimming, it's at the local lake, and it's just a little beach
He has
area,
found gold there.
and I have found
His first ring.
one gold ring there, a 14 karat gold earring there. Plenty of silver rings have come out of that swimming area. Then I found another 10 karat gold ring at a volleyball court. And then here recently, when we was curb hunting, we had got a permission, and I found it tested as 10 karat gold. I figure it's been to a watch band, ladies watch band. It's got some beautiful fancy on it. And I did the little scratch test, and it tested at 10 karat gold. So that's all the gold I have really found. I mean, yeah. Now silver, we have like what, 20? I think 20 silver rings we have found, 20 or 21. But you give that one back to the owner, the last one you found. So yeah. We got to do this giveaway.
Let's do this giveaway.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, good luck.
Yeah, let's do a countdown. 5,
4,
3,
2,
1.
Good luck, everybody.
Good luck, everyone. Let's get this up here on the stream and see who we have winning tonight. It's going to be Mr. Diggs.
He won
He
last
just
Saturday.
won last Saturday.
So let's pick another one.
We're not like another one, Tony.
Yeah.
He understands.
He understands.
Yeah. So let's go over here.
And draw
And
again.
we're going to
Okay.
draw again.
Good luck, everyone.
Yep. We always like to try to give everyone
A chance to win. Yeah.
And it's
Jericho and Hercules. Jericho, are you still in
Let's
here?
see if he is still in here. If he's not, well, I would have to pick this again. We'll give him a few minutes. See if he's here. I always try to give him a few minutes to pop, blah, 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 but you get
that
tongue
word.
tied here, pop back in if they might be up going to the bathroom or getting a snack or something. You never know.
Jericho, are you in the house?
Jericho and Hercules.
He's not responding yet, so we're going to give him a few more seconds, and then we're going to draw again.
Minute, and then I will push the button again.
Yes.
Oh, they have
Someone
to
else.
Hey, Mark Thomas.
Hey, Mark Thomas, welcome.
How you doing?
I haven't won anything in ages.
I haven't won anything in ages. Oh,
Oh goodness.
I think you're a little late for this.
Okay, I am
Okay,
not
I'm
seeing
not
Jericho
seeing
respond, so we
Jericho
are going to
respond,
draw
so
again.
We give him a couple of minutes there, so let's go
Okay.
over and
Draw again.
draw again. Good luck, guys. Let's see who we can come up. Watch you pull Jericho again. Hercules.
Oh, Matt's here.
And we're going Looter.
Looter 8.
Oh,
Looter
awesome.
8, are you still in chat?
I think so. I know I seen him.
that's a nice father-son team there.
Cool.
So let's see. If
Mark
he's-
Thomas won $100 tonight. Wow. Let's see. What would I like for Christmas?
they are.
Lots of peanut
There they are.
M&Ms.
Peanut M&Ms. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Looter 8.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey, Looter 8.
Congratulations.
Yes.
And we will need his address, won't we? Ah. And
Oh gosh,
yeah,
there's Jericho and Hercules.
just-
Jericho,
Yeah.
your name was
Was
pulled, and we
and
waited for you to
waited
respond,
and went ahead
and we
pulled
redrew
through
a winner.
and
But we will get a prize pack out to you,
any-
Jericho and
Oh.
Hercules.
Yeah,
That's
we will.
We have your address, so we'll
And
get
Looter's
something out.
8, we
was
will
going
need we will need your address.
Yes, Looter 8, send us your address.
at Clark's Cove
It's,
Detecting
it's
at
scrolling across the bottom.
gmail.com. We'll get a hold of you. Yeah.
No spaces, all lowercase.
$100 tonight.
We can get, and yeah, we've got some stuff to get out to Jericho.
Hey,
anyway,
Scott
so
McClory. Yes, we've got some things to send to Jericho.
So,
So
yeah.
he did win.
Yeah.
But Looter 8, congratulations. Yes.
Absolutely. Let me get this off here.
Yes.
So, Danny Boy, I know you asked a question. What got us into it? To be honest, it was just an urge I had, and then I started seeing metal detecting stuff all around, and decided, I had a sign. That was a sign for me to get one. And so I started, and it has extremely good luck in the first week, and then Persis joined in maybe a couple months after. So.
Okay, we did not see Jericho respond
Only thing
before
I
the
seen-
redraw.
all I think
We
I
just
seen
heard him say
late.
he's late.
Yep. So
Looter 8, we'll get you out the prize pack, and like we said,
Yeah,
Jericho, we will
we'll
get
make
him
sure
taken
you
care
get-
of as well.
yes.
So 2 winners
So we'll
tonight.
have 2 winners tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Jericho and Hercules, and Looter
Looter's
8, Treasure Hunter.
yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. That's only the right thing
It's
to
the only
do.
right thing to do. So yeah.
I think I just seen where a comment that Hercules had to go to the potty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's
okay,
it's
Jericho.
okay. No worries.
We'll let you know when everything's in the mail,
Yeah,
Jericho and
we're-
Looter 8.
We're easy when it comes
Yeah.
to giveaways.
Yeah,
can
we
be
are.
pretty easy. Don't bother us none. Yeah. Because we understand.
Right.
Thank you, Jericho. He says we are all winners because we're here with you.
Yes.
Oh,
That's awesome.
That's wonderful.
Absolutely. It's been a good evening. We've had a good time. We had a good time over at
DF Digger and
Digger,
Madison, Maine. Yes,
Maine this
yes.
evening, and it's been a good evening this evening.
We like
and-
hanging out with the Maine people.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. We just like hanging out with anyone that'll hang out with. Let
Yes.
us hang out with them.
Absolutely, absolutely. So
Yeah.
now you guys are mainly beach metal detectorists, correct?
Us
Yes.
No, we're not. We
in the
You
summer,
mix
yes.
it up.
In
Okay.
the summer when it's too hot to stand in a field because it will just be miserable. Yes, we go in the water as much as we can, but only in the summer because there's only so much water season here.
Right.
And we don't go in the ocean. I mean, we'll go to the ocean
In the winter, yeah.
when everything else is frozen solid and we don't have anywhere else we can go. But New Hampshire only has 12 miles of coastline, so it's not a lot. But
So do you all prefer the beach or on the lake?
boy, it's funny because I always say, when we're in the mood to find jewelry, we hit the water. When we're in the mood to find old history, we're out in the woods or on the fields. Or I specifically like to do around 1700s homes. I think that's my favorite to do. Find a person with a nice big yard and get in there because that's typically where we find a lot of our unique stuff.
yeah.
But the water is, we live in the Lakes region, which is a
Thank you.
vacation area. A lot of people come up from Massachusetts and especially Boston. we'll be out in the water and we could see them. They got gold chains on, they got the gold earrings in, and you know, we had 19 gold finds this summer in just 2 beaches.
0 miles of coastline.
You know, so it's but we're never on the sand. Only when we're drying off do we ever go and hit the dry land. Usually we're in the water.
Now, the home site you all basically is door knocking to get these permissions.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's probably my least favorite thing about metal detecting. She'll join me, but a lot of times she'll just sit in the car.
Yeah,
that's something we have not really. I've door knocked actually twice.
Once, true, actually knocking on the door. Because one time you didn't get an answer.
Yeah, that's right.
And the second time you did, and it was a yes, and they even invited us, 2 strangers, into their home.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there's some nice people out there. We're about, I would say, 33% lucky with the yeses. So yeah, one in 3 will say yes. And a lot of them tend to be older people. I mean, we've so far, like most of the homes we hit, there's late 70s or well into their 80s, and I think they're really interested to see what could possibly be in their yard when because I'm sure they've probably been there in their homes for a long time, and just never really even thought about it until we showed up.
And once we start finding stuff, then they're really into it.
Oh my goodness!
And we just that house where I found both of those reals, they have a mentally disabled son, adult son, and we had him come out with us and play because they had a machine, that they'd gotten for him, and he was only really into it for about a day, and then the dad came out the next time, and the dad is, I think, about 80.
He's in his 85, yeah.
Oh, okay, and he came out and he wasn't getting down and digging. I was doing all his digging, and we were taking turns doing his digging, but he would come out and he would detect with his detector, and then he did that several times with us. He really enjoyed it. So.
And he found an 1800 draped bust coin. He found a 1600 pewter spoon in his yard. So it's like it's just thrilling to have them join us and then to actually find some cool things.
Yeah, we both just saw that river needles thing at the same time.
Yeah.
The same face when we were reading it.
Yeah, we've come across a couple of needles while metal detecting. It's something you've got to
be careful.
You got to be careful with. You really do.
Now, if you guys could hunt anywhere in the world, where would it be?
King Solomon's Mines. I'm a big fan of, even if it's really boring sometimes, of Oak Island. I just think it's really cool there. I like watching the show, even though it's very slow going. But I'm a believer that there's probably something really interesting there. But yeah,
I mean, I like the place where the area where America kind of started. We really enjoy watching the Hoover Boys, and I think they're kind of in that area. That whole near Washington, Maryland area. I feel like the best history is there.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think I'd be thrilled to detect down in Virginia or someplace like that at some point. I see they find a lot of Indian relics too. I mean, it's like we live in prime Indian land, and we have never found a arrowhead or anything like that. But right down the street from us, about a mile away, is where 3 major rivers join, and there was an Indian place there that when they made a baseball park there, when they did that, they found Indian relics going back 7,000 years. So
and everything up here is named in
everything's named in Indian names
and
up here
in
New Hampshire. It's funny.
But no, we don't come across the stuff that they do. It's
someday.
But either that or somewhere really tropical and warm where everybody's lost all their jewelry and we could just hang out on the beach for long periods of time and do that.
True. Yeah.
I will, Julian. I can't right now. I'm not on Facebook, but I can go back later and I will
Make you blue.
Make you blue.
My name, Julian Angel. There we go. Yeah, I see it.
Or
Yeah.
my name.
My feed if I go over there and start pushing buttons.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah,
see.
but I will
Ro
get you.
Elf said he would like to go to France and hunt.
Yeah, I think that's I'd love to go over,
Sure will.
over to England, over to the UK, and hunt.
Right? Oh my God! To find a hammered coin or something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
Celtic.
Wouldn't
Oh,
that
yeah.
be
I
something?
couldn't imagine finding a 2,000-year-old coin.
Yeah.
That'd be
They
like,
do it all the time.
They do
over
it all
there.
the time.
All the
yeah, I
time.
know.
And I
Yeah.
find it funny because the U.S. coins, at least here, the U.S. coins are worth a lot more than any of those. You
Oh,
can buy
yeah.
antique Roman coins for a dime a dozen. I
Yeah.
find that so strange.
Julie and Angel, we are in West Virginia.
the USA.
Yep, the USA.
Yep.
Anyone in chat have any questions for Mike and Persis?
Yep. Okay.
That may take a minute to actually go over there.
Yeah, I can't tell if
Now,
it's
if you all, I know you all said you were limited on your time.
on. Yeah.
Anytime you all need to go, you don't feel like you're being rude or anything.
See
we
you, Mike.
understand
Thanks for
that,
joining.
life has its calls. So
Yeah, we'll get a few more minutes. Yeah.
okay. Because we're going to when you all go, we're probably going to go too, because we're going to get up in the morning, head out, try to make a full day of it tomorrow.
Yeah, we're
and then
going to try to.
I want to ask you, Robert, Melissa, who's stuck behind your couch? They've been trying to get out for a while now.
Oh, and that is the infamous hand. That is one of our Halloween props.
I didn't know if you were members of the Addams family or something, but
It just kind of stays in the background back there. And
Robert's a jokester.
I've had it out sometimes, and I'll sit like this with it. People wonder what in the world I'm doing, but yeah, the infamous hand.
Hey, Dawn.
It's always in the background.
oh, that's great.
The command center here, we've got stuff sitting everywhere. One of these days I'm going to do a
See
video
you, Point Addiction. Thanks
where
for
I
joining.
just go around the room and show, because people don't get to see what we see. This whole wall here in front of me has all of our correspondence. Anytime we get a letter from another channel, we pin it on the wall.
That's
And
great.
so, I mean, this whole wall here is completely covered with correspondence and coins, stuff that people sends us.
Oh,
It's
wow.
just our way of showing our appreciation.
Sure.
And I know they don't get to see it, but we do every day. But I'm going to do a video and film everything around the room, so
We're very
people
proud
know
of
that even the smallest of letters that people write us, and I put it up on the wall. I mean, some people will just write a little note on something, and I'll stick it, find a spot for it.
What about your fines? Where do you put your fines?
Fines are scattered between here and out at the shop mainly. Is
Yes.
a lot of our fines we keep out at the shop, where when we come in from hunting, that's where we clean everything up. We'll do a lot of our wrap-ups out there if we don't do them on the tailgate. And a lot of our fines are kept out there. And then some stuff in here sitting around. We've got stuff sitting a little bit of everywhere. We have no real what we call display cases.
Other than our rings.
Other than my rings,
Yeah.
which is up there. I have them sitting up there. I've got the little boards where you can put them
Oh,
on.
yeah. We got our first one this year. So, yeah.
Yep. And it's starting, I didn't brag, because we have found, since we've been a channel, we're at 107 rings since we started metal detecting. And of course, that's junk rings. And like I said, I think we're at 20 on the silver rings. But I love finding rings. I don't care if they're junkers or if they're silver or whatever, but I love finding the rings there.
Yeah, I think my favorite thing to find is old jewelry. I love finding old jewelry, then the relics and the coins and stuff like that. But there's something about old jewelry that just gets me.
Speaking of old, I'm going to show this real quick.
Yeah, Melissa was showing this to Dennis earlier that she had found a couple of weeks ago.
It will be in a video not tomorrow, but next
I think it's
Sundays,
next Sunday's video.
make us big.
Here, let's
Make us.
Make us big. I didn't know what it was, and I don't know how well you all can see it,
right.
but it is floral.
Oh my goodness.
Is that a
And
bracelet?
of course, some of the pieces have come off, and DF Digger said it's part of a lady's belt. He's
That
most
makes
sure.
sense.
Holy
That
cow!
makes sense. Yeah.
I love
Yes.
it.
That's awesome.
And the design in it, it has, you can't see the detail here,
Here, I might be here.
but it's got little dimples all in it, like it's been hammered or something
Yeah.
to that effect.
It's not going
In our video, you can
You'll
see
be
the
able to see it
detail
better with the
better.
video.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was, but he seems to think that's been part of a lady's belt. I mean,
Yeah,
it-
that makes
We
sense.
were at a home site where the signals were few and far between,
Between.
and so it's dig it all.
yeah.
And that was just a crappy signal. I mean, it really was. And it was just coming out in pieces. So I walked over to the creek with a toothbrush to try and clean it, but it just started falling apart. And I saved the pieces, and it was under a root, which was probably about the thickness of my finger. So that was, I was afraid it was just going to tear up as I was pulling it out. But
It is.
Yes.
It is very delicate.
it's very delicate and cool. And we had no clue what it was.
Yeah, but he seems to think it's been to a
lady's belt. Yes.
Yeah.
It looks
Well,
like
that
it.
definitely
Yeah.
makes sense. It's too big
Thank
to
you,
be like a
Shannon.
bracelet or
Yeah.
so that makes sense. Yeah.
And it's actually, I guess, too, I don't know the age of it, but it's kind of crude looking in a sense, you know.
I'm going to say
Maybe
probably
handmade, though.
30s or 40s.
It could be.
If I was to have to throw a guess.
It had been down there a long time.
I'm saying from
I
the
love it when
30s.
things are under the root.
Yeah, I have
then
a.
you know they're
I always say I have a love-hate relationship with roots.
Oh yeah, yeah. In fact, we're going to try to add to our arsenal of digging tools. I want to find a little saw, a little hand saw. I mean, something small that I can keep in my pouch, but yet when you get to some of them roots, that you can just sit there and kind of saw them away.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to get to the hardware store or up to maybe what is that?
Dick's Sporting Goods.
Dick's Sporting Goods
Yeah.
up at Barbersville and see maybe if they have something like that.
I seen
Yeah.
in chat where Joel with Drummond Detect said that piece could be possibly 1920s.
It's definitely antique, old.
Ah,
I'm going to say, what would they call it? Kind of like Victorian style, something maybe possibly. I don't know.
I
'Cause
don't know.
I am not an expert on,
It's hard to
Fun
say,
stuff.
but it's.
but
I was happy to find it.
we're going to take a picture of it and post it on ID Me on Facebook and see
Oh, yeah.
if maybe anyone else has some suggestions on what it could be.
Yeah.
You just never know.
I love mystery finds.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit more into trying to do research on some of our finds and post it in. That's one thing we have not really done in our videos much, is if we find something, to research it and then let the viewers know what it is. We've been trying to do that. In fact, in tomorrow's video, and I'm not going to say much about it, but this little item right here on a chain, and I'm not going to say much about it. I already did too much on DF Digger this evening, but that's in tomorrow's video.
Make yourself bigger.
And it's a really interesting piece. And
It's a very interesting
and
piece.
we did some research on it. And some people probably look at it and probably can tell what it is.
Hey, Willie.
But I think everyone's really going to like that find.
I think so.
That's all I'm going to say about it.
Yes. You'll just have to watch the premiere to find out.
I can't give my premieres away. You know?
It is a nice one.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's on a chain is intriguing.
Uh-huh.
That someone was wearing it,
Yeah.
and I wonder
It was
why
precious to someone.
Yes, it was precious to someone for some reason, but it was a cool find. And we were actually bottle digging at the time I found it. I was just scratching around in a little one of the home site bottle dumps,
Yeah.
where they dumped all their jars and stuff, and I thought it was a coin at first until I started cleaning it up and found out what it was.
And found out what it was. And Mona says, "What is it, Robert?"
Watch the video tomorrow, Mona. Be there for our premiere.
Tomorrow will be the
A
reveal.
reveal of it. Yep. But it was a nice little find.
It was very interesting, especially we did the history on it
History on
because it is local to our
history.
area.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
Cool.
much better.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think
Within
everyone-
about 30 minutes of where we live. Yes.
yeah, 35,
Yeah.
40.
30 to
Something like
40,
that.
depending on how heavy your foot is.
The way the crow flies.
Yeah, the way the crow flies.
It was really cool. This 1700s place we were at recently, Mike found a Civil War token. You know, the ones that different groups made because the government wasn't making any pennies. You know, and the name on it was the name, and we said the name because he cleaned it up. He said the name, and the guy who owned the property was like, "Oh, hey, you know, Mr. the same
Miller,
name lives
yeah.
right up the street." And we were like,
Yeah, so
weird.
that Civil War token was probably made nearby.
yeah, that was strange. That was, yeah, it'd be cool if that were the case.
Yeah.
Could
You never
be.
know. Could be
A
coincidence.
coincidence, but yeah, because I've found the ones, you know, that say our Navy or, you know, our Army or whatever on them, but this said something completely different.
But,
on
yeah,
it.
Oliver
Bauman or something like
Boutwell Miller.
that. Yeah, that.
Yeah. It was a full
So-
person's name, but yeah, it's listed in NGC as a 1863 Civil War token.
Yeah.
And the name of something right up the street. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, I just found this year we both found our first hard times tokens from the 30s, and one was really cool because it says three doors down from Wall Street, 3 doors down south of Wall Street, and it turned out it's like some type of dry goods store.
in New York City.
Yeah, in New York
Oh,
City.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that
'Cause
was
we're
really
like,
cool.
does that say Wall Street on it? You know, 'cause you're cleaning it and you're trying to figure out what it says, and you know,
We like the tokens, yes.
Yeah.
tokens are
I
cool.
mean,
Yeah.
there's so many different tokens.
So many
out
different
there.
tokens, yes.
Yeah, I know Melissa had found one here not too long ago. It was a say no to drugs token. Friends don't sell friends. And
Then it says crack kills.
Tripwire over with Straight Up Metal Detecting did some research on
Uh-huh.
that token for us. And it was from what, like 1985?
Oh,
I
sure.
don't remember.
He looked it up and did it on his vault, the vault. It's his Friday.
It has skull and
'Cause
crossbones
it
on
had
it,
a
so
skull.
that's what drew him in. He loves
Skull and
skulls, so
crossbones. And so
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tripwire. Yeah.
that was
Uh-huh.
cool because we hadn't done no
we
research
hadn't
on
done
it,
any research on that.
on the
No.
token. But
we all know
Yeah.
that stuff started in the 80s, and you know,
Oh
Nancy
yeah.
Reagan with her big push and the Say No to Drugs thing,
Yes,
and
they
yep,
And the
Uh-huh.
MAD group, Moms
Yeah.
Against Drunk Driving,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
I figured that's probably about the time that token. Yeah, he said what 85. So yeah, that was around the time all that was. I think
Yep.
was going on early 80s.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yep.
Drummond the Tech says he likes the birth control tokens.
I have the birth control token.
She found a virginity pin.
I did.
It was just it was a pin with it's just a white ring, and we're like, okay, maybe it's missing something out of the middle. When you look it up, it's like come from the 1960s. The guy would give it to his girl as a make sure you stay a virgin.
who was that did a video recently, and they were talking about that and said they would hold. It was
It tells
Because
you to
they-
hold the coin between your
their
knees.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
that'll do it.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Which is funny too, because at the same location, I found a bottle of like 1960s contraceptive foam. So yeah,
Really?
with
Yeah.
the video.
Now that's I'd like to find one of the 3 Merry Widows tins.
Oh yeah, the old condom pins.
Yes,
Con-
that would be
condom
cool to
holders,
find.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
think
doubt
you'll find
we'll
those.
find it around here, but
I don't think we'll find any contraceptive things around
Around
here.
here.
People had too many kids because
Kids.
they needed them to work.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Well, you had to have a bunch because you lost some, and you needed them to work the farm. Yeah,
Yep,
absolutely.
exactly.
yeah.
Well, we'll probably have to get going.
Yeah. I'll let you get some
Yeah.
sleep so you can
Well,
get up.
we appreciate you guys coming on being a guest tonight. We absolutely
It's been a great
Love
show
it.
tonight.
Thank you
And
so
we want
much.
to thank you all for being a part of the Digging Sundays
Yes,
lineup.
absolutely.
Thank
It's
you
cool.
too. And if you guys are ever on your way to New Hampshire, drop us a line.
Yeah.
We'll find a nice place for you to come dig with us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sure. For
That
sure.
is, we were asked when we were on DF Digger and Richie's live stream earlier, asked what we, our future, what we wanted to do. And that was one of them. Get out and meet
Meet
Mhm.
some
more channels and do some collaboration.
Thanks,
So
Mom.
that is one of our goals.
It's
Yeah.
really becoming a very cool community.
Thanks,
It's
Mona.
nice.
Yeah, we're
Marty,
lucky. We got to detect with Waynos a couple times. I don't know. Do you know Stealth Diggers?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So Waynos is he's actually a good friend now. We chat every now and then, and it's been we've had him come with us, and it's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
That would be, yes. I
Yeah.
see Marty Verstahl says he found his first three Merry Widows behind the Lutheran church.
Where else will you find it?
That's a good one. But
Love it.
yeah, I think we're probably gonna call it a night too, aren't we, Melissa? Or are we going to stay on?
We've got 23 people still in chat, so
chat.
we might stay on till 9:30-ish.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you guys, if you need to go, we understand, and once again,
We
thanks
appreciate
for-
you
Thank you
joining.
so much.
Yes.
Yeah,
It was a pleasure. Looking forward to seeing you guys. We'll be on chat Sunday night.
yeah, we'll
Yes,
we'll
we'll
be
see
right
ya.
there. We'll be
We'll
there
see
at
you
6.
Sunday.
If we ain't there at 6 o'clock, send a search party to the
Yes,
woods.
if we're not there at 6 o'clock.
Get up there. Good luck tomorrow. Yeah.
We'll
For
be in the
sure.
woods.
Awesome. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Okie
Yeah,
dokie.
thank you guys.
Thank
Have a
you
good
guys.
Thank
You too.
you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye, Robert. Bye, Melissa.
Bye-bye.
Awesome. Awesome.
Nice people.
Yes, they were. I'm glad we actually got to meet them. I
Yes.
mean, I know it's over the computer, but still, we got to. It was good because they are part of our
Yes,
Digging
they are.
Sundays lineup.
Yes, they are.
It's pretty bad to have someone in your lineup and you don't even know.
Well, that's
But
that
that's
is one of the
the cool thing.
lovely things
cool
about
this.
Are
hobby.
we blurry, or is that my
That's you.
dirty glasses? Because I
Yeah.
look like I'm blurry. But you get to meet so many different people, and that's one of the joys is getting to know them. So we got to meet Metal Mike and Persis this evening and know
And
a
get
little
to know
bit
a little
more
bit more
about them.
about them, yeah.
Yes,
Because they are a new channel to us. We
Yes.
haven't been watching them very long at all, and I'm enjoying their content and their channel.
Thank you, Mona.
And they seem like really, really nice people.
they
So-
do seem like very nice
and if
people.
you all
Yes,
are
they
not
do.
familiar with them, please go over and check their channel out. Like I
Yes.
said, tomorrow night they kick off Digging Sundays at 6 o'clock. So if you want to know a little bit more about them, watch them.
Yep.
That's where they'll be.
That's where they'll
and
be.
then Team Lynch at 6:30.
Yes.
These two people here at 7.
Oh, who'd want to watch these two
You just
people
want to
here?
skip over and go on to Hot Dog.
You're
Digs
slumming
at
with Clark's Cove.
7:30. Paul, he always has a good video out.
Yes, Paul always has a good video out.
Paul's
yes.
been a guest on.
He's been a guest.
Cove'Rsations.
Yes, he has.
And,
It's been a while.
yeah, it was a good show.
You know
when he
what?
was
That is a, not to interrupt your thought, but you guys in chat tell me what you think. I think it would be cool one Sunday. We have we'll wait a little while because Metal Mike and Persis was just up to date. But I think it would be cool to have the Digging Sundays lineup as
a
guests.
guest. Yeah, maybe
on the
we'll
live
try
stream.
to put that together sometime and
Yeah.
have them all up as guests. That would be cool.
Yep.
And we're going to, speaking of things coming up, on the 25th of this month, Clark's Cove Detecting has its 3-year YouTube anniversary. And,
Yes.
we're going to go live on Christmas Day.
Yes, we are.
Sometime in the afternoon. We've got a couple of giveaways we're going to do for you people out there, and then we've got a surprise that we're going to be doing, a surprise to one of the prospects and pledges.
Yes, we are.
So if you all out there are a prospect and pledge and you have your prospect and pledge sticker, yep, someone is going to get a big surprise.
I think it's going to be a big surprise.
We'll be getting
Shoot.
the
I did the
chamber,
wrong
be
thing.
getting the chamber pot out, putting prospect and pledge names only in
Yep.
there. We're going to draw one, and that one lucky person is going to really enjoy that. In fact,
Yes,
we will
they
have
will.
to get with Looters 8 and might see if he wants. We'll have to ask him if
Yep.
he wants to be a
Looter 8, are you still
I
in
don't think
chat?
he's
I don't
still
think
in,
so.
but when we talk to him via whatever, we'll have to see if he wants a prospect or pledge. I forgot to ask him while he was in here tonight.
Yes,
so
yes.
that's okay. It happens.
And Rob, Florida Thunder
Thunder
Digging with Rob.
Rob.
I think I seen a comment earlier. Chat was going so quickly. I seen you had typed in, heck, who would accuse you guys of that? And I think you're making a comment to where Robert said he was
Been
accused
accused
of
planting.
a fine. That was on a short.
It was one of my shorts.
Yeah.
That they accused me of planting.
Yeah, they accused
It
him
wasn't
of.
a big deal. It's some
It was
odd,
his
odd-
bracelet he found that said his queen.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Someone accused me of planting it.
Yeah.
But it was just some. It wasn't even a chance. It was just some.
It was just a random commenter.
Viewer commenter.
Yeah. It wasn't someone we were familiar with.
No big deal.
Yes.
You just have to brush those comments off like that and let it go through one ear and out the other. I guess, sort of speak.
Losers, because they weren't there, but
that's what I told. That's what I commented back. I didn't know you were there when I dug it. Didn't see you standing there with me. It's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yep. No big deal.
It wasn't like it was a treasure. It was just a cheap. In fact, I think Robert had the numbers notched out, and he.
Yeah, it wasn't even because way I keep certain low numbers notched out on the Garrett, it was ringing up like a 20, 19, 20. I didn't even I just happened to look and I'm like, there's something there. I'm going to dig, because usually a number like that on the Garrett is just garbage. It's just some a bread tie or something. And I figured that's what it was going to be, a bread tie, because I had dug several bread ties that day, but it ended up being that cheap little chain that said his queen on it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was cheap. It looked shiny. It hadn't been dropped long. It was just a couple of inches under the sand. But yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And it was a tiny bracelet. I tried to put it on my wrist, and either my wrist is fat,
probably,
but it was a very tiny bracelet. So it was for a very small wristed individual.
Yeah, people always like to try to degrade people. It's truth, Dawn.
Yes.
Calm down, Rob. No black guys tonight. I get comments to stop making videos all the time. Yeah. You just have to disregard those comments and move on.
Thank you, Paul, with Hot Dog Digs. We appreciate that.
Yeah. Mike and Persis, they had some life things to have to do. They talked to us earlier in the back room, so they did get to stay on a little bit longer.
Yes, they did.
We thought,
and we got to have our co-host up.
We appreciate them doing that. They seem to be really, really
nice.
They
seem like very, very nice people. Yes.
Yes, let it roll off your back. Yeah, it's hard to do sometimes. Mona, it's you wonder, like, man,
I have to tell Robert that quite often. I'll say, listen, just let it roll off your back like water on a duck's back. Yeah. Just forget about it and go on.
And I usually do it, when you get out and you spend a day, you're digging and you find stuff.
Thank you,
and you're
Richie.
sharing it with
Were you
people.
Entertained?
It upsets you when someone wants to put some comment.
It does upset
like they
you.
know,
When you get out there and work hard to dig, it does upset you when someone says, "Well, you planted that.
You're fake." Yeah,
And you know what? It unfortunately it does happen. It does happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It does happen. You are right, Shannon Dalton. And keep it
yes,
does hurt. Keep digging.
It
does hurt because you know that you didn't.
Yeah.
And when people make those comments, it's like a cancer. It spreads. Some people will fall for that and believe it. That they're fakes. They're fakes. But it unfortunately though it does happen.
You do have people out there that have done that stuff.
Yes.
For whatever reason they do it. I mean, I don't know. It ain't my place to judge them. The karma catches up with you. If you're you're going to do that stuff, it will
Yeah.
catch up with you. You will be found out one way or another. Everything.
Don't seek your own revenge.
Yeah,
Definitely not.
it comes out in the wash eventually. So
Yep.
you'll do something that someone's going to catch it. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a lot of eyes out there watching your videos, and if you do something wrong, you will get caught up in it eventually. I mean, you might get away with it for a while, but
you will get caught
You
up
will
in it.
get-
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
Yes,
And I think
absolutely.
we've all probably learned that lesson in our lives, that you can do something for a while, but eventually it it catches up with you.
It does happen. Yes.
We all had that karma taste in
Yeah.
our mouth.
Yep. You know what just popped into my mind? And
Oh my goodness!
oh
it's
my
hard to
Lord,
tell.
it is totally.
Biscuits, gravy, fried
You're-
potatoes.
you're getting
Is that
warm.
what popped into
You're
your
getting
mind?
warm. No, but I was just thinking. Sure, Rob.
Sure, here.
Hold on just a minute.
Let me throw
But I was just thinking, my mind thoughts just pop in there, random thoughts. But I've been going through old recipes, and I found a recipe that Robert and I have been fixing off and on, not real often, but it's called potato chip cookies. Have you guys ever heard of potato chip cookies? Rob, there's the link for you to
Yeah, if
come
you're
up.
gonna pop up, please come on up.
Potato chip cookies.
Yeah,
they're
done-
delicious.
You do it with Lay's.
You have to use plain Lay's potato chips, and you crush them up real fine.
And then
Flour and butter and sugar, butterscotch chips and pecans. So it's a sweet, salty type
Sweet,
combination.
they are awesome.
They are awesome.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, Rob. Can you hear us?
I can hear you, but I can't. There I am.
Okay.
You are there.
You're there. A little glitchy, but you're there.
Yes.
Good
Oh,
deal.
hang on. I got to turn the other channel off. Hold on.
Potato chip Reese's. That sounds good.
There we
Make
go.
some, please.
I just want to make a comment about that person that said that on your short.
Sure.
I did a survey about a month or 6 weeks ago on my channel, on one of my Sunday streams. I put one of those. You can do a survey on the StreamYard thing here. I just learned how to do that. So I did a survey asking if, hey, Papa, hey, Shannon, hey, bro, asking if integrity or ethics was an important aspect or part of metal detecting. And I was expecting that survey to be 99 to 1%. It was 91 to 9%. There were 9% of the people in that survey that didn't think ethics and integrity were important in metal detecting. And I was shocked by that. I have said numerous times on my, because I get a lot of, I've never had anybody accuse me of anything, but what I've ever had is I get a lot of people, especially people outside the state of Florida, they leave me comments like, boy, those coins look awful clean coming out of the ground. And then if they've ever come to Florida and you dig in this dry, sandy soil, you'll see how nice that our sand here keeps coins. Buffaloes and V nickels are the one coin that sometimes, depending on the soil, they don't do good. But most of the time, the Wheaties will come out looking really, really nice and clean, unless you're in a place that's had a lot of chemicals and fertilizers. But I just want to make a comment on that channel, Metal Detecting East Texas with Randy, when he got caught planting that love token trime that another channel found on eBay, and then they posted the two pictures side by side, and you could tell it was the same coin that he bought on eBay. Like,
yes,
eBay auction was like 3 weeks ago. Well, what he did was, as soon as he got caught, he shut down his channel, and then he slowly started putting a few videos back up.
Hey, Charlie.
But what he did was he turned off. Hey, Charlie. He turned off his comments. He took down that one video, and then he turned off his comments, and he started slowly putting videos back up or back on, and he started getting all these people leaving comments, and then he started putting all of his videos back on, and then he started making new videos again. So by him doing that without any new people or any of his people that are his subscribers that never saw that post about him, they have no idea that he's a cheater, and he's making money off of YouTube right now planning fines. And that just pisses me off.
Yeah. You know, I hate to say this, but Robert got a lot of tips from that channel
Yeah.
back in the day.
I followed that guy. I followed him. I liked him.
Hey, before when we first started,
I immediately unsubscribed to him. But I will tell you this: when that day you guys called me in the park a year and a half ago, and we had that long talk on a Saturday when I was out detecting with Dalton and Troy.
Mm-hmm.
And Pat gave me that great line about don't let other people rent space in your head for free. I'll tell you another great thing Pat told me about that thing. He says there's a lot of people that probably watch these YouTube channels because since they're under the entertainment category, that are just watching them for entertainment, and they could really care less whether it's real or not. And I kind of think that's kind of sad because first off, where's the joy? Where's the satisfaction of taking something you bought, plopping it in a hole, and then digging it up and putting it on video? How do you get any satisfaction from that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
No, that's exactly right, Melissa. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, I have announced this on my stream. I've announced it with Charlie. I've announced it with Pat. I've said it all over. I won't detect with somebody who's planning stuff. I don't want it affiliated with my channel.
Thanks for joining, guys.
And
feel better. Ficus and Toast, they said they're not feeling good going to bed. So hope they feel
hey guys,
better.
take care.
We'll see you.
I'll be contacting you because I got a question to ask you, Ficus. So, well, excuse me, but I don't understand it. Me and Charlie talk about this all the time on the phone, and that's exactly what we were saying, Melissa. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, I can't figure out why. I mean, what is the purpose of doing that?
Yeah, I mean,
I know there's two channels out there. I know there's two channels out there planting fines, but I can't prove it. If I can prove it, I'd expose them. But
right.
I don't have definitive proof. But there's a channel, and it's not one of the ones you guys are thinking of, but there's a channel with a pair of diggers in New York, and they're not part of the Scavengers, a pair with Merrill. They're not part of them. It's a separate pair. But every single video without fail, they find something better than their last video. But yet they're hunting the same ground they've been hunting for years. Yes, Marty. Merrill just did a great video about those 3 foreign channels that are just posting these fake finds with finding these gold goblets and tree trunks and these some Indian figure with the 8 arms that the Hindus celebrate. They're walking through the woods with a metal detector, and the metal detector is just going in a straight line. They're not doing this. They just walk straight up to this tree trunk, and then when they get to the tree trunk, it rings, and they go, "We have a find here." And then they dig out this sawdust out of this tree trunk, and then there's this Hindu goddess there that's like 1.5 feet tall, that's gold, that they can barely lift up. And I'm like, really? And like Marty says, it's got like 12 million views. People don't care, and it's the fakest thing you've ever seen. And Merrill called him out because for those of us that work hard for our finds.
Yes.
And other people are out there you're getting 12 million views in a video. You're making big bucks from YouTube.
Yeah, I've seen there's one channel out there. Of course, we don't throw out no names on anyone, but I watched and I'm like, man, every comment, even in there, that's fake. That's planted. You can tell that's fake. It's got 1 million views on it.
That's right. And every time they're taking the time to leave a comment, that's minutes that video is getting.
Yes.
So what do they care? They're laughing. They're literally laughing all the way to the bank. And I can understand. I can understand why Merrill's upset. Merrill's worked real hard over the last 1.5 years to take his channel from like 6,000 to 20,000, and he works hard. And I don't know when the guy sleeps, but it's like Cynthia Swearingen. I don't know when she sleeps either.
She's everywhere.
Yeah.
She's a great supporter.
I have never beat her to a video ever that her comments on.
Yeah, no, you ain't going to. No, but we try. You people out there that support all of our channels, you all are. I'm not going to lie to you. What you see is what you get.
Absolutely. I've had people ask me,
for you.
is Pat really like he is on his videos? He's exactly the same. You know, you guys are exactly the same. You know, when I first started, you know, the first channel, like one of the first channels I ever watched was the Hoover Boys, and that was before I even had a detector. And the reason they caught my attention is because their accent. I was like, man, these guys sound like they're from Maryland, from Baltimore. They have the same accent I did. And at the end of the video, when their Hoover Boys logo come up and it was the Maryland flag, I was like, yeah, that's why they sound like me, because they're from Baltimore, where I'm from. And then when I was heading up to Maryland 2 years ago, I contacted their treasurer of their club and said, hey, you guys allow guests come in? Oh, we love guests. So when I got to my cousin's house that I stay with in a town called Rosedale, I gave her the address of the community club where they meet. And she says, Rob, that's like 5 miles down the road. They're like 8 minutes away.
Wow.
Great.
Really?
Showed up for their meeting. They have a potluck dinner. Everybody brings something before their meeting. They invited me to eat whatever I wanted, even though I didn't think. They allowed me to get a raffle ticket for as I won a silver quarter. I had some finds that day. I found a gold ring in a tot lot. Brad, B-Rad, he had his gold testing kit there, so he tested it for me and said it's gold filled. And I said, what's the difference between gold filled and gold plated? He took the time to explain to me. That was the meeting where Kurt had found that Confederate Civil War button in the river up there. It was kind of a rare button. He was showing that off at the club, and they treated me like they had known me for 5 years. And just they have a great club. But you know, I've got some people that every now and then say some negatives about the Hoover Boys. I'm like, nope, you're not going to get me saying anything negative about them. I've met them. I've hunted with them. They've invited me on a permission. Great bunch of guys. And like I say, I hope to do more traveling next year. You know, I went out to Missouri this year. I met Beard, Iron Antler, and his family out there. Great people. Got on a great permission. Got my first barber quarter I've ever got. Big bucket lister in the field he took us to. Met Shane out there. Got to hunt a whole week in Missouri with Shane. He came out. I hope to do more traveling next year. So
yes,
there's so many. I'm 50 pounds heavier. But
good with that.
You know, there's so many good things you can find. I found. I don't want to disclose it because it's gonna be, well, actually, my Monday Digs video tomorrow night has got a World War II relic that I found with Troy that may be one of the most epic World War II relics I ever find. It's not only a World War II relic; it's got silver and gold in it.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and so what I'm saying is there are so many cool things out there that you can find in the dirt. Why do you need to drop something in there unless all you're doing it for is to get more views on YouTube? But this one couple that hunts, or this pair, I should say, it's not a couple, this pair. You know, when you go out last week and you find 3 largies and a seeded coin, and then you come back this week and then you find a trime and 2 largies and a barber, you can't do that every week. I'm sorry. It just not when you're hunting the same park in New York that's been hunted for 10 years. It just, and every video is better than the last. You know, rare button, older silver coin, 1700s largie, and it's not, you know, we all find a great find every now and then. You know, even a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then, and we all get a great find. But you know, you're not finding trimes every week. You're not finding seeded coins every week. You're not finding Morgan silver dollars every week.
Yeah.
She's trying to get my attention.
She's calling.
Hi, Kitty.
This is Annabelle.
Hi, Annabelle.
Yeah.
And her baby.
Airs are already in bed.
Oh, she's trying to. We ain't paying her any attention.
Not paying her any attention.
They hate that. They're as bad as dogs.
Oh,
those
toenails. She'll step on top of your feet, and they feel like little needles going down in your feet.
I know she got me good last night.
Yes. Speaking of getting out and meeting other channels, Robert and I are in the process of redoing. It used to be a bedroom, and then we turned it into a storage room, but we're in the process now of getting it cleaned out. We have bought a new headboard and the bed frame, and we've got to get us a new mattress and box springs, and so that way we can have a spare room for someone to stay in when they visit.
I just need a sofa. That's all I need.
We've got those in recliners.
And
Yes.
an air mattress.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told Melissa, I said, it's time to.
I don't want to see Rob rolling around trying to get off and on that air mattress because it's one of the ones that sits low to the ground.
We had Jeff from Austria here for 2 weeks.
Yep.
Here at the house. We've had Park Rep Pat come over when he was a guest speaker for our club one night on mineralization of the soil, because that's what he did his engineering work on his whole career. And so he came over as a guest speaker at our club. He got a lot of good questions, so he stayed here because he doesn't drive at night. Dennis just came here for 2 nights on his way back from New York. We got a hunt with him in St. Pete on the curb strips with Troy.
That's great.
Found some good stuff there, and we all had a blast hunting. And Jeremy's come down here digging up the Carolinas. He came down here with his in-laws on the other side of the county. Drove over here one night. We went down to Clearwater Beach. I've met with a lot of people, and a lot of people have stopped over here. Tom Riley came up on a Sunday after he doesn't even have a detector, so I let him borrow my 705, and we went down and did curb strips in Clearwater. So yeah, I mean,
Excuse me.
I'm really hoping to travel next year.
Yeah, we was hoping to get more of that in this year, but our little dog, and I know everyone hears us say that, but he is working on 17, and you just can't travel with him anymore. You have to pack him everywhere you go or have him on a leash, and bless his heart.
It's hard to travel. It's hard to travel with an animal. Pat's got the motorhome now, so he can, if he travels with the motorhome, his wife can stay with Lucy.
Yeah.
But that's between Denise's 2 cats and her dad living here now, we really can't get away for too many weekends. So, but I'm looking at SWPA's comment. If I had the money to buy the cool coins, I wouldn't be red metal detector. Yeah, if you had the money to buy coins, you don't need to put them in the ground. But anyway, it's just.
But yeah, we're going to, when it's not that I want anything to happen to him, but inevitable that he's going to pass on us, and I figure at the rate he's going, sometime next year he'll be not with us. But we've got several invites to come and metal detect with people, and I hate telling them,
we can't do it right
now. I mean, as soon as we can.
I'm dying to go up through the East Coast. I'm dying to stop and see Petey Sandigger. He's invited me a bunch of times. There's a whole bunch of other people. Dennis wants Charlie to come up to upstate New York, where he's finding all these largies and cool stuff up there. And one of Denise's customers has a cabin up there, and I forget what they call that, the Adirondack area.
Yeah.
They'd keep invited to come up there and use their cabin. She had another customer that had a cabin in Georgia that we went up to, and they let me go up there and metal detect for a weekend stay in their cabin. Now, when I say cabin, it was a 4-bedroom, 3-story, massive estate house on the side of a mountain. So
luxury.
Yeah.
It was, God, that thing was gorgeous. Yeah, and they just let me come up and use it for the weekend when they were at the state, and go metal detecting up there in old Georgia areas, and I we got some neighbors that have a beautiful place up in Michigan, and they said, hey, the nearest town to us is everything there is 1800s, and most of it's all abandoned. So come on up, Rob, stay with us and metal detect your heart desire. And I'm ready.
Now, when you come here, Rob, it's very country, so you'll get to use the outhouse.
I want to go to Dead Horse Bay.
I would like to.
I do too. If I get up,
we're invited to come up there, and they'll take us there.
I want to go see Shane and Randy, because they're just north of, because like I say, I have family in Baltimore and Maryland, several different family members I could stay with that I do. And so Shane and Randy up there in Pennsylvania, that's less than half a day's drive. And then from Pennsylvania, it's only another few hours to New York. And I want to go check with a couple of those guys, but I definitely want to do at minimum a half day on Dead Horse Bay.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be just sweet?
I watch them videos where they're walking that daggone place, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to go there. So
I want to find a big food bottle dump. I've done a couple teeny little like garbage spots that there's a few bottles in down here that you happen to find through your metal detecting. But I mean, look at Brad from Green Mountain Metal Detecting. He had that guy take him to his property, and they spent 3 days on 3 different videos, pulled out. Rob, do you know what 2 reds and a white mean? No, I do not. This is
I
going to
don't
be a good
either.
joke.
But yeah, there's yeah.
So yeah, I would love to hit a big bottle dump. I'd like to try gold panning. I'd like to try gold panning someday, and I am absolutely determined to buy a magnet this next coming year.
Don't be like us. Buy 2 magnets, go one time, catch the bridge, and don't go back anymore.
Well, I want one that's not so powerful that, you know, I could hang off the bridge on it. I don't want it that powerful that I can't get it off the bridge. So.
Have you ever used a corn cob before, Rob?
No.
I haven't either.
I'll make sure I put a roll of toilet paper in the car before I come up, okay?
We got plenty.
We got plenty of TV. But I do, seriously, I've heard my mother talk about when she grew up as a kid, they had to use old newspapers and corn cobs and whatever, leaves. Yeah.
We've actually only done, you know, it's funny you talk about an outhouse. We did a permission on one of Troy's relatives where I found that huge, massive skeleton key, the biggest skeleton key I ever found. And we got a permission down the street on another neighbor's, and we got there and they had an outhouse, but some local a-hole kids had knocked it down. But then we also did a church permission that had a site of a one-room schoolhouse on it, and they still had their outhouse up. And because it was a school, it was a 3-seater.
Wow.
And they still have it sitting there. And I really wonder.
Now I'm telling you right now, I've seen the 2-seaters. I'm not sitting in there with you. I can tell you that right now.
I mean, that'd be like being in the army or something, okay?
Now I'm going to tell you, because you got to realize those 3 holes go over 1 hole. So you could be over there and something splash over here.
But I mean, imagine, 80, 100 years ago. I mean, I know there's a lot of guys that do privy dump, 100 years later, it's not going to be like it's crap in there. And they're finding bottles, they're finding coins that fell out of people's things, they're finding relics. So, but yeah, I just want to come by and say, and I'll tell you what's funny, and I am not condoning this in any way, but the channel, I can't remember his name, Darnell Williams, Hello World, Darnell Williams.
Yes.
Who's in prison now because of the crimes he committed. His channel's still up. He's still getting views. But the reason I liked his channel is, and I don't care what you said about the guy knew that what did he have? That knocked the one before the legend, the macro, whatever. He knew that machine, and not a lot of people use that machine. It's a very complicated machine, but yet he could swing over something, and he would normally tell you what he expected to find. And he did about 80% of his digs. He did live digs, and it was good seeing those. And I've told myself each year I want to try and do more live digs. And then you do 5 or 10 live digs that turn out to be nothing. And then you're so tired, and then you get that 26, 27 signal that's a silver dime, and you're like, it's going to be another clad. And then you don't film it, and it's a silver dime.
Yeah.
But with one person, if you're hunting by yourself and you don't have like a 2-camera setup or a tripod, it's hard to do live digs with one hand.
Mm-hmm.
So
we don't do them enough. I'm trying to do better. But
well, you guys separate a lot when you hunt.
Yeah.
Like if you're in a park, you guys will take different sections. But I'll tell you, I'm dying to get on some of your guys' curb strips up there, because you guys sound like you have some great curb strips up there.
You are more than welcome. Anytime.
I'll let you deal with the Karens.
I love dealing with the Karens, actually.
We've been talking, our curb strips, but we have got to start door knocking, because Rob, I'm going to tell you, I know if you or Troy were up here in some of the neighborhoods where we're just curb strip hunting, you all would be going, why are you not knocking on these people's door? Because these houses and these neighborhoods are freaking awesome. You guys need to
the
be
ones with
door
the brick
knocking.
streets.
Yeah, well, see, St. Pete, most of St. Pete, and St. Pete's a pretty big city. It's not quite as big as Tampa, but St. Pete's a pretty big city where Troy lives. Troy lives right in the middle of St. Pete. He can go out of his house, drive 5 minutes, and he's on cobblestone streets, red brick streets. And that's what I was doing Thursday when I got another. I got a ring find that you'll be seeing in a while, but it's something I never expected to find, especially on a curb strip. And here's the cool thing: even though you guys don't do a lot of door knocking, this ring that I found on this curb strip just blew my mind. And the stuff you can find on curb strips just is amazing. Yeah. And then you think to yourself, man, if that's out here at the edge of the yard where before the sidewalk was in, imagine what's up there by the door.
Yeah.
See, Troy, when Troy goes to a door, he expects to get it. That's his house. He's already told himself that's his yard. He's going to do it. He starts off with his speech about that he's got 27 items in the St. Pete History Museum, because he does. He went down there with a bunch of relics he found in St. Pete and let them cherry pick whatever they wanted. And St. Pete took 27 items they wanted for their museum. So he uses that line. And as soon as people thinks, right there that this is historical, it piques their interest right there. So he goes about 8 out of 10. And the 2 he doesn't get, he's talking to himself the whole way back to the truck. I go, some days I'm 6 for 10, some days I'm 5 for 10. Christmas Eve last year, I went out Christmas Eve morning and I was like, everybody's gonna be in a good mood. It's Christmas Eve. I had to go out and buy some groceries for Denise. We were short on Christmas Day. And I was like, I'm gonna go door knocking. And I found 5 people out in their yard. And it's a lot. I'll give you this tip. There's a lot easier to get a permission with the people out in the yard, because when you stop by and they're out in their yard, you're almost stopping by like a neighbor, because you're not knocking on the door. You're walking up and saying hi to them as they're getting their paper or watering their lawn or whatever. And I went 5 for 5 that day. But there's been days where I've gotten out of my truck and knocked on doors, and there's been days I've had an 0 for 10 day. Okay. And that can beat you down. It's like being a salesman. I mean, you keep getting no enough as a salesman. It beats you down. I don't care who you are. But there are days that sometimes I don't get up enough guts to walk up to a door that I should. And you think I would, after 10 years being a police officer and then 10 years working Disney security, talking to people every day, you'd think I'd have no problem doing door knocking. But I don't care, folks. It's still a little intimidating. You're walking up to a stranger's door and you're asking them to dig holes in their yard as a complete stranger.
Yeah. APA.
Yeah. Most of the permissions we got while we were curb strip hunting is because people were out in their yard.
Yeah.
And I just walk up and introduce myself, let them know what I'm doing, who I am, give them my card, so they know that I'm not some weirdo out here casing their house or something. And then I'll just come out and say, I'm going to ask. If you say no, don't worry. I'm not going to get mad or cop an attitude. But
I thank them, even though at this point I thank them for their time. I don't give a card out. I don't give a card out till I'm ready to leave, because if you hand them the card as you walk up, they'll concentrate on the card, not what you're saying. So I try and give them the card. Yeah, I try and give them the card on the way out. And since I'm part of Ring Finders, I'll also give them the club's Ring Finder Club card that tells them that we'll come out, and if any of your family members lose a ring or jewelry, that piques their interest. Sometimes we have gotten a call from that. I door knocked. We did a guy's yard last year in Dunedin, and the neighbor came over, started talking to us, and he was really interested. And he says, I got to run to the post office. When I get back, you guys can come on over. So we finished up the yard and we waited for this guy like 45 minutes and he never came off. So I thought, yeah, he was just kind of blowing us off to make it sound like he was, friendly. So anyway, we never got with him. So I went back about a year later, a few months ago, and I door knocked and I asked him if you remember this. He said, yeah. So I gave him my whole spiel and he says, well, I'm kind of interested. What do you charge for that? And I go, what do you mean what I charge? He goes, well, don't you guys don't we have to pay for something to have our yard done? I go, no, sir, it's just the opposite. We do this as volunteers. And I said, and we'll show you everything we find. If there's something you want to keep, it's your property. And he was so excited about that. He just let me and Troy do the whole yard. And I wound up finding a Masonic belt buckle, Sterling Masonic belt buckle. But I mean, the guy was finishing up. He goes, oh, let me go mow the backyard for you guys. Super, super nice.
Wow.
In Missouri, that old town I did in Missouri with Shane, you're doing curb strips. People come out and give you bottles of water. They, they come out and they start walking up to you and you start explaining. They go, "Oh, no, we know that. We absolutely know that this is public access. You guys are more than welcome. When you get done the curb, come up and do the yard."
Yeah.
It was, people say that the Midwest, that people are friendlier. I have found that I haven't met an unfriendly person in that town I metal detected in Missouri. They want to know what you find. They just find it interesting. The kids come out and want to dig the holes with you. It just, we all run into our rude people down here, but I've had so much luck in the Midwest. It's not even funny.
Wow.
I tell you, in Huntington, where we curb strip hunt, for the most part, people are really nice.
For the most
My
part,
goodness,
yes.
some of them are just. I know one lady, and I knew it was some kids, and they were like, "What are you doing?" I could hear them.
We ignored them
I was just ignoring them
because they were changing their voice.
trying to make them sound like they were sounding older. Well, then I guess it was their mother. She come out and said, "What are you all doing?"
Said, "You're freaking our kids
my
out."
kids out. And I'm like, we're metal detecting and filming for our YouTube channel. And so I handed her my card and started to explaining to her. And I said, "I'm sorry. I mean, that we're freaking your kid out." But I said, we're out here on public property. I said, we have permission to be able to hunt these curb strips. I said, but if we're bothering them, we'll move on and stuff. But I'm like, freaking her kids out. I mean, what am I doing that would freak you out? I mean, I'm standing looking at the ground, swinging a metal detector, and I'm not even looking at you. I mean, I could understand if I was out there jumping around, screaming and hollering and throwing my arms around, that would freak you out. But
who was it last week? Was it Higgles, or was it? I think it was Higgles. Had that guy following around in that park, the guy with the dog.
I don't know.
He was in this huge park all by himself. He was the only guy in the park. And this guy shows up. He looks over in the distance and he sees a guy walking his collie. And like the next time he looks over his shoulder, the guy's like 5 feet behind him, standing with the collie.
Oh.
And every time he turned around, the guy was like 5 feet behind him. Never said a word to him. He just kept 5 feet behind him the whole time Higgs was in the park all around. It was, and he kept like turning the camera so you could like see the guy over his shoulder. It was creepy as hell.
that would be.
Yeah, Shannon Dalton says yes, it was Higgles.
I would have to say something. I'd be like, can I help you?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
We had a homeowner once that followed me and Dalton around the yard, and Dalton doesn't like being followed around the yard. He was not comfortable that whole day metal detecting.
It does happen. Some permissions, they want to be right
they
there.
Will follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a guy. We had this old stoner once that lived in this 1900 house, big, huge corner lot house with a yard. And it took me like 5 trips there to finally convince him. And so he finally let us. And he followed us around the yard. He starts talking about all his old drug days when he was a big drug dealer and all the pot he'd hidden and sold over the days. And then he's like, "Oh, by the way, I owe a few guys for the last big bag I bought." He says, "So if these guys come flying up in a car," and I'm looking at Dalton, I go, "We're out of here. We're just out of here right now, okay? We don't need to be getting involved in this guy's late payments to his drug dealers, okay?"
Yeah, drive by.
Bullets start flying.
Bullets
Lord
flying.
have mercy. Hey, you never know.
Oh God, that'd be
Hey,
crazy.
I was listening to some of your people talk about the needles before. So lucky that Clearwater Beach is doesn't really have that problem, Plus, they also have the sand sifter every day that comes by and cleans the beach. But excuse me, I see these guys in New York do it. It's just sad to see some of those things up there in New York when they're cleaning the beach off with that. I know Lou from Indiana Tones. He carries that little like pill bottle thing around him so he can safely put them in there and get them off the beach.
Mhm.
That is a good idea. We don't run across them a lot.
No,
but we have. And of course, my little mind, I think, oh, it's a diabetic needle, but I know that's just the way I think. I try to be positive about it.
Me, I go the dark side and think it's
Yeah.
it's someone doing drugs. They have no respect. They're just throwing their needle down on
Even
the ground.
diabetics shouldn't be throwing their needle
No.
just out on the ground like
No.
that. But
Hey, Tony. Hello, Malaysia.
So
Bad idea said he thinks that happened to Juice too. I think it did happen to Juice too. And then I felt so bad for Juice when he got finished that park and he come back and his freaking scooter was gone.
Mm.
He was doing a park and they stole his scooter right out of the park. He had to walk all the way home. I felt so bad for the guy.
That's horrible.
That's crazy.
That is horrible. But that's the world we live in, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you always need to be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
You do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. I always keep my eye out as much as possible. Oh, I've had people sneak up on me and scare me. Hey, what are you doing? I'll be like,
oh my God, when they sneak up on me, I must jump 5 feet because I am so zoned out. And I don't wear headphones.
Yeah, me neither.
We don't either.
And I think that's one reason why Dalton may find a few more things with me because he wears earbuds. And so he hears those little squeaks that sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
But I don't. If somebody tapped me on the shoulder when I was detecting, I think I would jump right out of my pants. I swear to God, it would.
Phew.
Yeah, I've had several people scare me.
Yeah, Robert, he'll jump. He'll go, "Oh, you
I'll be like,
scared me."
I'm sorry, didn't shoot.
There you go. Good idea, Tony. SWPA says that's why he's always armed. And if you have a carry permit, that's not a bad idea. I have a buddy who's a retired cop, and he's always armed. And and I remember once when I was a brand new deputy, 35 years ago, and I was walking through the mall with my girlfriend, and this guy kept staring at me. He was coming the other way, and he kept staring at me, this young guy, and he kept staring at me. I turned around. He was still staring at me, turning around, watching me from the back. And I was wondering, who the hell is this guy staring at me? And then it dawned on me like 10, 15 minutes later that I had arrested the guy. And see, I'd arrested hundreds of people. But that guy I was the one guy that arrested him, and he remembered my face. And that's why I was always armed because those people remember you. So
Yeah.
especially when I do my night hunts in the park. Oh yeah, absolutely. We actually have a few parks down here that are open at night. And they even have the lights that you can just walk over and turn the timer thing for like an hour, and then the big floodlights come on. And then, we have a few parks here open till like 10 p.m.
That's something we have never done is
Just
any night hunting.
I'm
We
telling you,
never have.
Clearwater Beach at midnight is just the most peaceful thing. I mean, you have an entire beach to yourself. There's nobody to walk around. You're not losing an hour metal detecting because every single person stopping you and asking your best find.
Yeah.
We hunt in twos during night hunts. That's a great idea, Rob. That is. We have protocols in place that are always safe. Our parks are full of homeless. Yeah, see, our parks here don't really have. Oh, excuse me, I can't get that.
Our homeless population in Huntington is not bad.
That we see. I'll put it that way.
And they have their one
how far are
area.
your curb strips from you that you hunt? The neighborhood that you go hunt your curb strips, how far are
It
they from
takes
you?
us, what, 30, 35 minutes?
Yeah,
to get
30,
into
35
okay.
minutes.
Because another thing to give you a tip for door knocking, this is Denise's house. My house is about 8 miles north of here. I'm never there all the time, but I'm supposed to be. But anyway, the neighborhood that I live in, there's a lot of older houses. Dalton and I have hit most of them. But if I door knock a house in my neighborhood, I walk up and give my name, and then I say I'm a neighbor. And then I say I just live 3 streets over, or I live off Indiana, or I live 2 streets over, and as soon as you use the word neighbor and you tell them where you live, it breaks the ice a little bit because now they're not talking with a stranger, they're talking to a guy from the neighborhood. So if you're ever in an area where you're not that far from your house, and you can say, hey, we're local, or at least say you're local.
Mm-hmm.
I always say I'm local.
That's what I tell them.
Well, the good thing is where we go, that's the hometown where Robert
That's where I
grew up.
my
So
hometown,
he will, yeah.
Hi guys, my name's Rob. This is my hometown as a kid. I just want to let you know I'm back here for a little while. But Suffolk Searcher, that's the trouble with loan detecting is you're totally vulnerable. Absolutely. See, the nice thing is at least you carry a nice pointy shovel with sharp edges. And I hate to say that, but
yeah,
on the beach you got that nice 7-foot scoop. So I'm a local yokel. There you go.
Yeah.
absolutely.
The digger can be,
Yeah.
I mean, it could be used if you needed to.
Yeah. Especially that one I use, that Predator digger. That thing's heavy.
Yeah, with the serrated edges. Yeah, I mean,
whop you upside the head with it a couple of times.
but yeah, I mean, just use common sense. Don't be in places you shouldn't be after dark. Don't be,
Right.
don't be in bad neighborhoods by yourself. I mean, there are a few places that Dalton and I hunt that we only go there if there's two of us there. But yet, what's funny is I've never had a problem.
One of the nicest. We decided to hunt these couple of curb strips one day, and it was not in a very good part of our town.
No.
But you know what? Those were the nicest people.
Sometimes that is. They're very inquisitive. I mean, I've been in a few bad sections of South St. Pete and by myself, and I've never had a problem. And I will tell you this: you hunt that kind of area, you're probably going to be the only guy that's ever hunted there, and you're going to get all fresh. You're going to get all all virgin territory.
But yeah, I know we was hunting that area, and there's a couple of young men sitting out on their porch, and
you could smell that they were having a good time.
Were partaking of it. and anyone else would have been like, "Oh, I ain't going back. Oh man, they're just a bunch of thugs or something." And I meddled it. Hey, what you doing out there, man? You finding anything good? I get
so many people. I get so many people interested in, and they start talking to you, and then they say, "Well, how much does one of them cost?" And I'm holding the 800, so I go, "Well, this one's $1,000." Holy crap! They just turn around and leave.
Yeah.
I ain't paying that. They just turn around and leave.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. I try to tell them. I say, now there are least expense. You can get cheaper bottles.
I've never used a Simplex, but I know Susie Q does. I know a few other people, and the people that use it absolutely love it. And I tell people with kids and stuff, if you want to get a serious detector, that's at a basically a beginner's detector, like a cheapo detector price, get the Simplex for under $250. I said, if your kid doesn't like it, you're not out. I'm not saying you're not out any money. $250 is a lot of money, but you're not out $600, $700, $800. And more likely you'll find somebody to buy that for almost what you paid for it. So, and it's a decent machine that the kid will be able to find something with. So,
that is correct. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, listen, Rob, I tell you, we're going to.
Yeah, Rob started yawning.
We're going to
just flew right by though, didn't it? That half hour.
We're over 2 hours now. We're going to we got to be up in the morning, and
we're going to go detecting.
I'm still working on videos. I want to get my Monday digs done and my Sunday tomorrow stream done.
But I see Marty Burstall said he did an 1852 house. They gave me a tour of the house. Their glass bowl was sitting on their buffet.
I had a lady invite me in for dinner, and I was like, "Nah, my girlfriend's got dinner on the thing." So this truck pulls up. I'm sitting on my truck taking a break in front of this beautiful. It was $1 million mansion with a nice lawn. I actually didn't expect to get a yes, and she turned out to be the nicest lady in the world. So I was taking a break. I was there over an hour. And I was taking a break on the truck, on the tailgate, and this big truck pulls up, like this big Ford 350 with this guy in it. And he goes, "Who are you and what are you doing?" And I was normally somebody approaches me like that, I'll whip off a smart ass answer. Okay. It'll be something like, well, I'm scuba diving or something. I'll whip off a smart ass answer. But for some reason, I just went, well, I'm taking a break, but I'm metal detecting this lady's house. And she gave me permission. And he goes, "Oh, okay. Did you find anything?" And I said, "Yeah, I found a couple little things." And he goes, "Well, that's my wife." And I was so happy I didn't smart off to this guy. and he goes, I go, "Well, your wife is really nice." I said, "She's already invited me in for dinner." And he goes, "Really? What are we having?" I said, she's like soup and sandwiches or something. I said, "But my girlfriend's got a roast in the crock pot." He goes, "I'm coming over to your house." and they turned out to be the nicest people in the world. So that idea lab, have a good night. Guys, I know you got to get up and detecting in the morning. I'm going to get my stream ready for tomorrow. So, hey, thanks for having me up, guys, and letting me.
Thanks
so
for
glad
coming
that you came up.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you something. You get a conversation going. You listen what the people are saying in the chat. You're bouncing each other off between the two hosts. Time flies by.
It does.
Charlie and I look up and we have no idea where 2 hours went.
Hey, it goes by. I know we were on DF Diggers and Madison Main's live stream this evening, and before we knew it,
the hour was gone.
The hour was gone.
Yeah.
See you, Bill.
Thanks for stopping by, Bill.
That's a great line, Danny boy. That's a person asked me if I was pumping up my tires. I said, nope, I'm taking the air out so I can breathe. That's great. Got to have some great one-liners, I'm telling you.
That's a good one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Guys, thanks for having me up, all right?
I'm going to
Thanks for coming up, Rob.
tell you,
Appreciate it.
I've told kids that I was hunting for body parts before.
He has. He has. Hunting for, now can you imagine?
What are you looking
responding-
for? Body parts.
That's awesome. I got to remember that one, okay? All righty, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Dennis.
Rob.
See you, Rob.
later.
Have a good night.
Oh gosh, what a night! What a night!
Thank you, Mona.
We had Metal Mike and Persis.
Yes,
and
and
then
Rachel,
Rob.
and Rob.
We
Hey,
had
there's Deb
Deb
Spader.
Spader. We get ready to leave,
Hey,
brother.
Brad.
Thanks
Good
for
to see you.
stopping
Hey,
by.
I tell you what, guys. Those of you that are not familiar with Deb
Deb
Spader,
Spader, yeah.
let me tell you,
Go
talk
check
about
it
a
out.
silver
Yeah,
sniffer. He finds
And
the
Looters
silver.
8. Contact us.
Yes,
Clark's
Looter
Code
8.
Protecting
Send
at
us
Gmail,
your
so we get
address so we
prize,
can
and then
get
we'll
your
have
prize
to
out
get
to you.
Jericho's too. So,
Yes, and Jericho. Yes,
which we have his address.
we have Jericho's address. Yes,
But
we
yeah,
do.
it's been a great evening. We'll be back next Saturday night,
Yes, we
8
will.
o'clock. Tomorrow, Digging Sundays kicks off at 6 o'clock with Metal Mike and Persis. Then Team Lynch at 6:30, Clark's Cove Detecting at 7, and Paul with Hot Dog Digs kicks off at 7:30.
Yeah.
So if y'all have a chance,
Thanks, Dan.
please stop by and be a part of that tomorrow evening.
Yes.
Hope to see everyone there, at least if you can. If not, you can always catch the
Catch the replay.
Always catch the replay.
Because
on
we
the videos.
understand. We know
understand
you can't be there all
people
the
have
time.
life that they've got to do.
So there's always that replay.
But we appreciate each and every last
Yes,
one of
we
you for
do.
joining us here tonight.
Thank you, Mona. We can't wait
Uh,
to see you again in our stream.
Being the supporters you all are,
Yes.
we can't thank everyone enough. You're a great bunch of people. I wish we could give everyone a giveaway. Wish we could do a giveaway for everyone.
I wish we could.
but-
Hey, you know, the postage though, Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Sometimes we go to the post office with our standard little envelopes that we mail
depends
out.
on who's working, how they want to charge.
That's
you.
what I was getting ready to go. It's usually about $5. That's fine. But if there's a certain young man, I think it's a young man that
Yeah,
works.
man, he always charges.
He
never
charges
zero for postage space.
$3 to $4 less.
Yeah.
So we don't understand the
I don't know.
discrepancy there,
Sometimes
but
post office is weird.
yeah, it is.
But yeah, wish we could have giveaways out to everyone. But
Yes.
just tune in on Saturday evenings and you're bound to win because like we say, we don't do it to be mean to anyone that just won. If you've won in the past few weeks and then you win again, we always like to make
Like
sure.
Tony, Mr. Diggs, always
He
glad for class.
understands. He
His
just
name was
won.
Drew again today, and he just got his winnings from last
Yeah.
Saturday in the mail.
So
So
we
it's
always-
time to
We always like to make sure
spread the wealth.
all of our viewers have a chance of winning a little prize pack.
Yeah.
From us, so.
Yeah.
And that's how we like to do things. It's not being mean to our viewers, but I know some channels they have multiple, you win this week, you win next week, we'll get, but
Yeah.
we like to make sure our viewers all
Everyone gets a chance
gets a chance
to get
win
something. Yes.
So always remember if we choose another name and you've just won, it's not to be mean at you or be
Now,
mean or
if a couple of months have went by and your
you'll-
name comes up,
you'll get
then
it.
we'll go ahead and yeah.
we'll give it back to you. Yeah. So but yeah.
Thanks, Charlie.
Yeah, thanks for showing up, Charlie. Awesome. All you guys, thanks for showing up tonight. It's been a great
Yes.
evening. We've had a blast. I'm wired. I'm ready. I got to go to bed, but I'll be midnight or later before I go to sleep, and then I'll be up at 5 o'clock.
Always awake at
Always,
5
my
o'clock.
alarm goes off inside at 5 o'clock.
Now this morning,
We slept until 7.
we slept till
Woo.
7 o'clock. Woo!
Yeah.
That's sleeping in for Clark's Cove.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, but yeah, you all guys have a good evening. I'm sure you got other channels out there you want to go watch and check out some videos you're trying to catch up on, and we're going to go watch a movie and crash
Yeah, we are.
and get
Yeah.
up and go metal detecting in the morning and hopefully have a good day.
I cooked enough today. I made a meatloaf and mashed potatoes and peas. So I made enough
That was
today
the
to
dinner
do
they
for
al-
tomorrow.
That was the dinner they always had on A Christmas Story.
Well, they had cabbage.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
they do, but they always
What,
had
purple cabbage?
purple cabbage, meatloaf, mashed potatoes.
I love meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and peas and rolls.
And we're gonna start talking about food now,
Yeah.
guys.
My mouth's gonna water.
We're gonna
Good night,
go.
Mona. See
And
ya.
we've been on for over 2 hours, and
Yes.
we're out of here.
Yes. See you, Dirt Clod.
Thanks,
Everybody
guys.
have a great evening.
See
We
you all
love
tomorrow
all of
night
you, and we'll see you
at
tomorrow
our premiere.
night.
And
Yes.
always remember, if you lose it,
We find it.
and we'll see you guys on that first good.
Cover find. See
Thanks
you,
for
Deb
joining.
Spader. Thanks for joining.
Y'all have
Turkey
good night.
pot pie. That sounds good, Mona. Oh, I love pot pie.
Send us some.
Yes.
FedEx.
Think of us when you eat
FedEx
it.
to us. We'll see you
See you,
guys
Joel.
later. Have a good weekend.
Yes.
Be safe out there, guys.
Good night.